Salute, Nick family. Welcome to the channel. Dope Soul Sports Talk, Dope Soul Knicks Talk, a member of the NBK family. Welcome to the Just Nickin' It Weekly Show. I'm your host, Stephanie, aka Queen. Please forgive me. I'm having like super technical difficulties. Look at this over here. Super technical difficulties over here. Hopefully, my audio is okay. Hopefully, my video is okay. I can't even monitor my video from where I'm at, and I'm home. So I don't know. I don't know what's going on today, but just bear with us. We're on. Sorry for being late. We're doing our annual season preview and predictions, and we're going to talk about not just necessarily where the Knicks will finish in the Eastern Conference, what the record will be, but we're going to do like individual predictions on players and team. And this is the receipts edition. So I'm going to be writing down what they're saying on the panel so we can come back um, toward the end of the season or maybe at the end of the season and see where we are. So thank you for joining us. I apologize one more time for being late. Ajay, Jerrell, Geoff, how you doing?
What up, Steph? Salute, family. It's good to be here.
Always a pleasure to be here. We're good.
Salute to the chat.
Yeah, definitely.
Go
ahead.
I want to say one quick thing, Steph. You said you writing stuff down, right? Write some stuff down for some people in the chat because we got some regulars that will be here when we get, when the receipts are called, they go be here too.
That's true. That's true. Salute, Quiet Money. Quiet Money, are you going to be at Legends Saturday? I know the NBK is having a kickoff show at Legends this Saturday, so I'll be there. I haven't seen you in a minute, so it would be good to see you again. And whoever else want to drop by Legends on 33rd and 5th, I believe it is, right across from the Empire State Building. NBK will be doing our live podcast from there. But you're right, Jerrell. Let me get my pen.
There's also a watch along, right? Game 1 on Wednesday.
Game 1 on Wednesday. Also at Legends, we'll be doing a watch along. So whoever wants to come, we'll do a pregame podcast, a postgame podcast. We'll watch the game together in between, and we'll eat some chicken wings together.
Yes.
Man, you get much better than that.
Right. So let's just start in general. In terms of we've the preseason is over. Thank goodness. It was only 4 games. It seemed like it was the longest preseason ever.
Right.
Just in general, before we get into individual players and teams, what stood out for you this preseason?
Ajay, you first, bro.
We're not ready.
That's your whole synopsis.
No, that's it. We're not ready. We're not ready. I feel like we need another 4 games to which hey, you know what? And listen, it could be torture. Another 4 games could be that could be really painful. But right now we're not ready. And I hate to say this. People say that. I hear all the shows that, well, it's only the preseason. These guys, they need to get the rust out. They need to work it out. They need to get in shape. You got to come prepared. You're a basketball player. That's what you do for your life. That's your job. Or you have all summer to prepare. Training camp is so you can connect, like build a little chemistry. Other teams are ready. How come we not ready? Like other teams are playing. They're playing like, people, the game doesn't count. Like, oh, yeah, but you still got to be ready. You're a professional. That's what you do. That's your profession. You got to be top notch, or at least try to be top notch all the time. So I think most of those guys are not ready. I could mention a couple of players I'm comfortable with, but are we going to go down the list of players later on, or can I just throw that in?
We're going to go down the list of players, but specific it's going to be specific questions when we talk about the players. I have a question for you, though.
Yes.
Last preseason, the team didn't really have a lot of history of playing together. It was Brunson's first year. Tom Thibodeau rolled out the rotations like the first preseason game. We was running it like it was the regular season already. This season, he chose to do it differently, probably because other than DiVincenzo, they've played together before. Would you have liked to had rolled out that regular rotation right from the beginning, the first preseason game?
Absolutely. It was actually kind of stupid not to do that.
Oh,
And I'll tell you how you know, so you have new players in the mix, right? Which well, a new player in the mix, and he's going to be a very important part of his team. So you need to get him, time with the other guys. What they did that was horrible. They played Roby minutes only to cut him loose. Okay, so what was the point of that? Those are minutes that you could have used to build chemistry between, reinforce the chemistry between the guys that were here last year and the new guys that are coming in that you plan on playing. Okay, not just DiVincenzo, but did they cut Charlie Brown? Who else they cut? No, they cut
the
Daniels, Jaden Daniels.
no, 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 not Jalen Martin. I think.
Jalen Martin. I'm sorry, Daniels. Jalen
Jalen
Martin.
I was
Jalen
about
Martin.
to say we got to
No, no,
keep
no.
him if we get
No,
him.
no, no, no. I know Jalen Martin. They cut Jalen Martin and Isaiah Roby loose. So why were they playing? Why were they even there? You know what I'm saying? If you didn't realize yesterday that you want to cut him loose. You knew that from before. You know what I'm saying? Unless you're not doing your job. And right before the show, I was just saying, if the scouting department didn't know last week that they were going to cut Isaiah Roby, we have a problem with the scouting department. We should know that before we waste all that time with them. So, no, I feel we should have been playing like real games as if they counted and get the chemistry and get the flow going. So, you start early, you're in better shape. Because if you get a head start, you have a foothold on the opposition. That's how I feel.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, we definitely should. He definitely should have done like last year. Play those guys as if it was a play. That's what he does. He play every game like it's a playoff game. Start from day one. All right, not from day 5, not from game 5. Which even though the first 4 games didn't count in terms of standings, but they do count in terms of building the team chemistry and coming up with schemes and defensive schemes and what you got to do. Like guys learning where their position is on the floor and their role on the team. We should have been doing that.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that's why I say we're not ready, because those 4 games, real games, probably would have got us closer to being ready. So now we got to play 4 games into the season to get ready.
Okay.
Or,
Anybody else have any thoughts on that before you share your thoughts on the regular? I mean, your thoughts on the preseason?
No, I'm good.
Okay.
No, I don't have anything on that.
Okay.
I will say that they, to me, what was surprising from what I can gather, I didn't really get to watch a lot of the games, but just from seeing some of the stats and seeing some of the stuff on Twitter and those sorts of things, it just seems like they're just a little disjointed right now, and I don't really know what that's attributable to, because to me it seems like the starters, when they've played, have been good for the most part. You can quibble a little bit here, a little bit there, but the strength of our team is supposed to be our bench, and I haven't really seen that a whole lot yet. I really feel like when they've been on the court, it hasn't been pretty. And preseason, okay, but we always tout this team's depth, but even last year our starting 5 was +7. I mean, they were really good. And so we did have struggles in the bench, and that seemed to be a pattern that's kind of replicating itself here. And I don't know if it's maybe because Quickley wasn't in the lineup, or maybe Hart and Quickley, maybe it was lineup combinations. There's a lot of different reasons why that could have happened, but especially last night, when it felt like it was more of a game rotation. It just feels like there's a disconnect. And we were talking before the show that Steph, you're always saying about defense and being on a string. and that's such a key. And you would figure with continuity from the last year, having all those people back, that you would see that more immediately. But it almost seems like with defensive teams, like with the Miami Heat are a great example of this, it usually takes them about 20-25 games to get that on a string together, even if they've been together for a while. It just seems to like almost like they have to relearn their defensive positioning and their talking and they have to get back in that rhythm, and that takes a little bit longer. I mean, how many times have you seen Miami start off the season like 13-17, and then you look up and they've got 48 wins, and so they really turn it on in the second half of the season. And I think that's been a pattern that we've seen with Coach Thibodeau, not just last year. I mean, we did have in the 37-win season, we did have that disastrous stretch where we went like 3-17 or whatever. But then after that, we closed the season pretty strong after that, if I recall. I mean, I've slept since then, but that seems to be, and certainly in the first season after the Derrick Rose trade, we just kind of, took off. So I think that we kind of maybe expect a little bit of a slow start again as they kind of learn their rotations and get into this for whatever that reason may be. And then at about that 20-25 game mark, you'll see that start to take off and to rise. And then I apologize, Jerrell, I kind of skipped your turn here, so I'll let you go and do your thing there. So
No, you good.
That was my observation.
Real quick, the difference. I just thought about the question that you asked, Ajay, Steph again. I didn't have anything before, but now I think about it, it was a little different last year because this time last year, remember Quentin Grimes was hurt. We still had Cam starting. Evan Fournier lost his starting spot at the time, or was it the other way around? Was he starting and Cam was just playing more minutes because Quentin Grimes was hurt? I forgot. But Tibbs didn't really bench Evan Fournier until game 6 or 7. So he was actually in the rotation. Cam was in the rotation. Obi was in the rotation. So it might have been a little different. Tibbs probably thought his rotation was pretty much set, except for the Evan Fournier part. This year, I don't know. Everything is supposed to be set, and I think we kind of caught, or at least I caught Tibbs in his first lie in the press conference. He said this was supposed to be the dress rehearsal. This better not have been the damn dress rehearsal because we did not play well last night. We, like Geoff said, we did look disjointed. We didn't look like we was playing together. Brunson did not look like Brunson at all to me for some reason. I don't know why he was playing like that. Quentin Grimes, 17 minutes, 5 points, 1 assist. Like, he didn't play well, but he was in foul trouble. So yeah, we're not playing well right now, but we the Knicks, so they're gonna give us some type of heart attack before things get going. Like, it's not gonna be smooth. That's just the way we are. So I don't know. Tibbs will get it together. I have faith that we will be okay. Maybe it'll take a couple games. Like, it's not just before we were saying like Dante DiVincenzo is the only new face on the roster, but he obviously isn't the reason why things are disjointed. Like,
right.
We'll see once the rotation really gets to 9 and we know who's gonna play, the minutes that they're gonna play. I think we'll be fine.
Yeah, I mean, I do think, to Ajay's point, we have the same people other than Dante DiVincenzo, but they're in different roles because now we got Josh Hart playing that power forward position now, which is a little different than before, and so I'm not sure if that has something to do with continuity. Also, remember yesterday Quickley was out and McBride was in. So that, I think, that may have had something to do with how we looked. And Josh Hart and Brunson is coming off a fever. So I think it was a concerted effort not to give those guys a lot of minutes. Like Josh Hart, prior to last night's game, played 7 minutes in the first. Like, he missed game 1 and 3, played 7 minutes in game 2. I think before last night, Brunson may have played 20 minutes or maybe 27 minutes or something like that. But I'm okay with it. I'm okay with us not jumping out of the gate if it means giving Brunson and Hart, more minutes, given that they've come off of FIBA. That that our first 11 games, and I'll pull up the schedule in a minute. It's going to be rough, regardless. Those first 11 games is going to be rough. So I do think. Remember, we're going to have a lot of 3 guard lineups. We got Josh Hart playing the 4. It's going to take some time for this team to gel. I think it's a little more than Obi out, DiVincenzo in. It's going to take a little time. But in terms of the preseason, for me, I'm not concerned about win-loss records. I still have the Knicks winning between 47 and 52 wins. I'm not putting a lot of stock in how we looked against Washington yesterday. I know that's concerning for some. Like, there's nothing that happened in preseason, including Washington, that has me changing my take on the Knicks. You know, but I will agree, we did not look. We, we didn't look great. So for me, what I took from the preseason was just individual stuff. Just looking at individual players and seeing how they've gotten better or not. you know, and I think that for me personally, and I don't anticipate, I don't expect anybody to feel the same. I've made peace with a few guys. I've made peace with RJ Barrett. RJ Barrett is not a shooter. That's just not who he is. And so when I saw him last night, I was really able to enjoy him without the expectation that first of all, I thought he was more efficient than he actually was, because he looked good last night to me. I thought he played within the flow of the game. When he on his drives, he made good decisions, whether he was going to try to finish at the rim or create for someone else. So I'm at peace with RJ Barrett. Let's see where it goes. I'm at peace with Grimes. Grimes is 3-D. That's it. I've given up, like I said during the morning recap show. I've given up on him bringing the ball up the court, helping Brunson. That's not where he is right now. 3-D, and he can also attack the closeouts if they close out on the 3. That's fine right now. So my stress level is way down now when it's coming to this team. I've made peace with Mitch, and I've started to look at it as just the center position, which I think is pretty strong. So the only thing I have concerns about is Josh Hart at the 4. But to Geoff's point, in terms of the advantage it has for us, last night, when he gets that rebound at the 4 position, he's taking it from the rebound to the cup. And that's an advantage for us. I don't know any power forward that's going to be able to keep up with him when he gets a rebound and dribbles it up the court. Even if he doesn't finish, it's still going to be a 4-on-3 or 3-on-2 or whatever, whatever it's going to be. So that is advantage us. And it was good to see McBride play the way he played. And I know Wiz is in here, the president of the McBride camp, but I don't think McBride is ready for minutes on this team. If this team is really serious about being a perennial playoff team, I like the improvement that I saw in him, and I'm not even talking about the shot, just in terms of him running the team. The concerns I had about him the first game, about just pounding the ball and dribbling and trying to figure out when to go for his and when to set the team up, I thought last night he was much better in that regard. And to DJ Shuttle's point, who said he thinks when he's out there with starters, or second unit guys, he'll know that he can't do that. And that's what I saw last night. I thought he was really good in initiating the offense, and running the team, and he's getting better. But another thing I've had to make peace with on this team is that we're just not championship contenders. We're just not, And once I made peace with that, that just allowed me to calm all the way down. We're not championship contenders. You're not a championship contender, and your shooting guard has less than 2 years of NBA game experience. It's just not happening. We're not there yet, but I like the way we're trending. I like our assets. I like this team. I'm gonna enjoy it for what it is. Um, but yeah, I'm at peace with the team. I think we're 47 to 52 wins. If things, if things break right, if a trade comes along and we can improve the team, that's for every team in the NBA. Let's do it. But other than that, this is what it is, and I'm at peace, and I'm looking forward to the season. Who Anthony D the other day said, "You sound like a broken woman," because I said this during I said this during the morning show too. He's like, "Oh, you sound like you giving up." I'm not giving up, but I think my frustration was, seeing something and wanting something different than where we are right now. We're just not there. Anything else on the preseason before we kind of get into predictions and preview stuff?
Nah, man, I'm ready for the regular season. That's all.
Yeah, I'm ready for the regular season um,
Uh,
as well.
are the Knicks ready for the regular season? That's the question.
We'll find
Yeah,
out Wednesday.
we're gonna find out. We're gonna find these. Yeah, we will. We will find out Wednesday. All right, let's get into some
Queen,
different. Oh, I wanted to say something to Quiet
wait.
Money. Yeah.
Well, now I was gonna say before we get going, shout out to the New York Liberty who barely, I mean, by the skin of their teeth, like they almost forced the game five, almost forced the championship game. They were very close. So shout out to the ladies in New York, man.
Yeah,
It
no,
was a great game. They came back. I mean, they were down by like 8 points, and then in the last, I feel like in the last 90 seconds, they soared back and like really almost pulled it off.
Yep.
So
Even
shout out to
even
them.
though they lost, they are the best team in New York City right now,
Yep, yep,
they
definitely.
are. I
regardless of sport.
I will say this though. I will say this though. In an elimination game, they're missing their second best player.
Hmm.
They're missing two starters, and they come into your building and win.
Yeah,
Down two starters. It just can't happen.
in the
Now,
finals. That's crazy.
yeah. But and Brianna Stewart, God bless her. I love this. You can't go 3 for 269 in an elimination game. You just can't.
Uh,
You just can't. And I know she's heartbroken, and it's okay. I'm a Liberty fan. I'm still behind you. But you just can't. And I think with the Liberty, they just not ready. The Aces, even though they were down two starters, they understand what it takes to win a championship. You know, the Liberty have to learn. I think that was they were the more talented team last night. They were, but they weren't. They just not.
yep.
They didn't have their best performance when it counted, for sure. But shout out to Quiet Money. I just want to know I can have more than one light skinned dude that I like. He'll see if he can make it to Legends. He said, "I actually miss you and kind of jealous of you appreciating Brunson so much. Thought I was your favorite little light skinned dude."
That's funny.
Ah, you up there? You in the top three? You in the top three?
It's like you
Pretty
is Quiet Money, Jalen Brunson, and Allen Iverson.
Oh, okay. Allen Iverson might be first. Oh God. Harris Duggar, I love the Knicks, but I can't be blinded by the fact that we are too small to guard the three ball against 6'7" or taller players. We shall see. It's a
I mean,
concern I have, but we shall see.
I mean,
Um,
I
Jerrell?
understand that on the perimeter, but like, how did we get shorter from last year? Like, the only person we're missing is pretty much is Obi, and Obi was a power forward. So, like,
And a bad defender at that.
right. So, if we didn't have a problem with that last year, I don't see why we would have a problem with that this year, unless something else changed that I don't know of.
What we're gonna have to go with more. Well, that's true. because we weren't playing Fournier. So behind
Right.
RJ Barrett, there was three. It was a three guard lineup, right? When RJ Barrett wasn't on the floor, it was a three guard lineup,
Mhm.
and I think you're right. The only difference is that Hart will be in OB's minutes, and Geoff summed that up for us pretty well. I think it was 2 or 3 weeks, 2 or 3 weeks ago. So
Parrot just said Obi was harder to shoot over, but he was a power forward though. You said on the perimeter. So I'm when you say on the perimeter, I'm assuming like 1, 2, and 3. But yeah, Obi, obviously will be harder to shoot over than Dante DiVincenzo, but they play two different positions. So we'll see. I don't think we'll have a problem with that. We didn't have a problem with it last year.
I don't think we're getting killed with power forwards hitting threes on us. I don't think that's
Right.
going to be a problem. I would like more height, though. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah. I'm not. Yeah, I do not disagree with Parrish when it comes to saying that we're too short. I'm just saying like the problem, like that's going to be a huge problem when it comes to like wins and losses. I would rather have a taller team, yes, but we just short. We just got to deal with it, man.
Julius is still going to be playing 36 minutes a night. So, I mean,
Yeah.
you're talking about 10 minutes. Like that 12 minutes of the 6 inches is going to kill us, I guess. Is that what we're saying?
It could change though. I mean, listen, we've done it ourselves where the second unit came in and just really took off and helped us expand the lead or get back in the game. So it's possible in 10 minutes, another team can rip off and go on a run. We'll see. I mean, we'll see. I liked seeing Josh Hart last night rip that rebound and go coast to coast because there's no power forward that's going to be able to stay with him. So, we'll give up some, we'll get some, and maybe it'll be a net positive.
Hopefully.
We shall see. We shall see. Anything concerning? Well, Ajay has a list, I'm sure. We waived Knight as well. Is that what happened?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Knight was waived today.
Yes.
Yep.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, I don't understand. Yeah, I don't understand. Roby, I listen. I didn't think Roby would be in the rotation. Don't get me wrong, but an end of the bench guy in emergencies, just in case, who's already played in the league some. What's the downside of that?
Yeah, I don't get it.
Maybe it's a money issue.
Money issue. I hope not. I hope that's not the case. If it is,
Knight was making $28 per hour.
you work at Best Buy like or the NBA. That's crazy.
Oh boy.
The size was an issue last season. I brought it up plenty of times, but we, I don't know. Second round of the playoffs, we lose to Miami. I get it. Like we're a short team, but that's not the reason why we're losing to me.
Right. Yeah. All right. Let's get into predictions. We'll save the, how many games we're going to win, where we're going to finish in the Eastern Conference. We've done that before, but I'll check and see if that's revised. We'll talk about that at the end. Let's talk about some different stuff. Will the Knicks be top 10 in defensive rating this year? We were 19th on the season, but after we made the change, it went to 17. I'm modest. Oh my God, Fournier is killing us. And Derrick Rose, we took them out the lineup. We finished 17th from December 4th to the end of the season. We were 17th. Will the Knicks be a top 10 defensive team this season?
I'll go first because I'm gonna be quick. It doesn't. It really just not look like it. I'm gonna say no. Yeah, I don't see us being top 10. I don't think we have the type of players for us to be a top 10 defense. Like Mitchell Robinson can't do it himself. Quickley is coming off the bench, and he's one of our best defenders. So in the starting unit with Jalen Brunson, RJ, and Julius Randle, who can turn it off and on for most part. So no, I don't see us being top 10.
Anybody else?
I'll go. It's not impossible. I mean, it's not likely to happen, but it's not impossible because we have a pretty good defensive center in Mitchell Robinson, and even the other guys too. I mean, iHart, he plays defense. Now, it doesn't always work out for him, but he tries really hard on defense. And Jericho Sim is a pretty good defender. If we have one or two other guys that pick up their defense, I think we have a chance of being one of the best defensive teams in the league. But it would really take, you know, Julius Randle to be a little bit more conscious, be pay a little more attention on defense. Quentin Grimes to stay out of foul trouble and be a little more aggressive on defense. Even in, of course, on off the bench, IQ is a good defender, and so is the DiVincenzo. So is Hart. So if these guys could pull it together, we'll be fine. RJ Barrett, I just need him to stay with his man at this point and not allow the back door. Just pay attention to his guy, run back door with him. I think it's possible. I think it's possible that we're one of the better defensive teams in the league.
Yeah, I mean, I think if we go to that 3 guard lineup a lot, we have a chance. Geoff?
Yeah, it's really tough to be a top 10 defense when 3 of your starters, I think, are just negative defensive players. I mean, and I think Brunson is a negative defensive player. I think RJ is a negative defensive player, and Randle is capable, but in a net situation, I think he's at best net neutral. So you're talking about. I don't think it's reasonable for Mitchell Robinson and Quentin Grimes to carry that load into a top 10. And it's not a zero-sum game, and we do have a lot of good defenders, but in order to be a top 10 defense, all of those guys are really going to have to buy into the team defensive concepts because they're not there. It's you really have to pay super close attention at that stuff because you can have a really good defense if you don't have great defenders at every position, but everybody's got to be doing their job and playing their role and communicating and those sorts of things. But the tough part is I don't really see us having a lockdown defender at the point of attack, and so that really is the flaw. But I think we could be, 12, top 14, somewhere in that range. Because I don't think the difference between 19 and 11 last year was all that great. So but I would be surprised if we were top 10 defense.
I would be surprised too. What about our offense? We were 4th in offensive rating, even with Fournier and Derrick Rose in the no, I shouldn't say that. We were 4th for the entire season, including the games in which Rose and Fournier played. And then after we went to a 9-man rotation, we were 3rd in offensive rating. Do you think we continue to be a top 3 offense?
Yeah, I do. As long as Julius Randle and Jalen Brunson are playing like themselves, then I think we can. Because I think for their positions, I think they're pretty much unguardable for their positions. I don't think there's a power forward that can lock Julius Randle up. And the same with Brunson at the point guard. So as long as those two, we already know that we run an ISO heavy offense anyway. So as long as those two are playing like themselves, then I think we could be what you say, top 3 or
Yes.
top 5 or top 3? Yeah, top 3 is hard.
We were though. We were top 3. You think we continue or we drop out of the top 3?
If anything, okay, I'll say top 3, but no lower than 5 or 6. Like I don't see us dropping out of the top 10. Let's just say that. But three is difficult though
to repeat. Okay.
Yeah, 3 is difficult to repeat. Like Jalen Brunson would have to, he had an awesome season last season, and Julius Randle probably had his best season overall. So yeah, I think top 3 will, I I think we can do it, but it won't be that much of a drop off if we don't.
Right. Top 5.
Yeah. Yeah.
Anybody else as far as the offense is concerned?
I think with that's where I have a problem because I'm not saying we can't be top one of the better offensive teams in the league, but we're not going to be top 3 because off the top of your head, you could think of 3 teams who are going to have better offensive rating than you than we do. You know, probably Phoenix, Boston, Milwaukee. Maybe
Milwaukee's not a really
they
good offensive team. It was their defense. Like they weren't ranked very well offensively last season.
have Damian Lillard.
Yeah, they got Dame now though.
Oh, that's true.
So
that might
it's
switch.
Different. That will switch. Not might. It will switch. You know, probably Cleveland might be a better offensive team, but you know that doesn't mean we can't be one of the better ones. My problem is the league by now know how we operate, right? We don't have great shooters. We have good offense because we are a good rebounding team. Okay, so they prepare for that. So they've seen this for a whole year, and now they had like a whole year to plan to counteract what we do. That's what the NBA does. Like all those teams, they have like 1 million people on their staff. That's what they do. They figure out how to play teams. I mean, certain teams, there's nothing you can do about them. You know, if a team has Kevin Durant and Bradley Beal, there's not much you can do about them, right? But there are certain teams that you can contain. You can prevent them from doing stuff they like doing, you know. And we've seen that a lot in the playoffs, but because in the playoffs teams prepare for you. But now for the season, they've been preparing for you for months now. Okay, so they're going to be able to contain a lot of that stuff. And I feel that we might have some issues being successful the same way we were last year. Because we didn't add much. We added DiVincenzo, who is a pretty good shooter. But, you know, other than that, we're going to be using the same formula. And they probably have preventive measures against that formula we've been using because they get paid to do that. That's what they do. And I feel that a lot of teams are going to know how to, how to play us to prevent us from being successful in that way. So we're going to have to come up with a different way to be successful in terms of how we run our offense.
Well, I'm not sure. I'm not sure how we come up with a different way because we have the same players. I mean, how we score is through Brunson and Randle and RJ Barrett. Second chance points is a big part of how we score. Getting to the free throw line is a big part of how we score. I don't think that's going to change in terms of us scoring by we don't shoot it well enough, so we try to get there as much as we can. I don't see that changing. And with Mitchell Robinson on this team and Hartenstein on this team, I think they're going to still go after offensive rebounds. And Mitchell Robinson has been doing that for years. So I think, everyone who comes into the Garden, they know who Mitchell Robinson is, but they haven't been able to stop him year after year. He just leads the league in offensive rebounds. So I agree with you in the sense that some teams may pass us because their offense is better. But as far as, us changing how we do things with the personnel we have, I don't really see how that changes. Now, maybe we get more fast break points because we got Josh Hart in that second unit. The second unit can play a little faster. Maybe we'll, get some fast break points. That's a change from the season prior. Maybe we'll shoot better, knock down some shots. That'll be a little different. But getting to the free throw line, second chance points, things like that, I don't think that's changing. Geoff or Jerrell?
Actually, I think you make a great point, Queen. I think that what we do is very repeatable. It's very repeatable. I mean, Mitchell Robinson is just an unstoppable force on the offensive glass. He always has been. And you can say, oh, well, we're going to game plan for that. But, that doesn't mean you're going to be able to stop it. I mean, and, you can say you're going to game plan for Jalen Brunson. The Miami Heat were throwing everything at him but the kitchen sink in Game 5 and Game 6, and he was still torching them. So what he does is repeatable because he has that IQ to get those shots. I'm actually encouraged by what I saw Julius Randle in the preseason. I thought his shot diet was even better than it was. You know what I mean? So if he continues to do those things, I think that improves us. I think that DiVincenzo, yes, they don't play the same position, but I think DiVincenzo and Hart are both better three-point shooters than Obi Toppin ever was. And so I think if you're giving those shots to them, I think that improves our offense. Grimes is still a really good shooter. What are we going to get out of Quickley? I don't know, but I think he has potential to be really good also. So I think that what we did last year is repeatable, and I don't think that I don't think you can just say, well, they're going to stop it. I don't know that everybody's even equipped to stop it. You can game plan for it to a certain degree, but I don't think it's as simple as that. And especially when you're talking about a regular season, when it's much more difficult to prepare for those things in a regular season game than it is in a playoff series when you're seeing the same team over and over and over. You're going to see them 4 different times. It's a little bit easier to focus in on that. But if you're in the ebb and flow of an NBA schedule, I don't think that's nearly as easy to do. So I think we'll be a top 5 offense again.
Yeah, maybe top 5. Yeah, I mean, to Jerrell's and Ajay's point, some other teams have just, not that we've gotten worse in what we do. Other teams have probably just gotten that much better. So I still think we'll be a top 5 offense. Now, our net rating after we went to a 9-man rotation, the difference between our offense and defense, we were 5th in net rating with 4.7. That is really, really good. So even though our defense was 17th, our offense was so highly rated, that the difference between the two was still was 4.7. In terms of our net rating, do you think it'll stay 5, the difference between our offense and defense? Ranked 5th. It was ranked 5th. Or do you think that it'll be much lower this time? Not much lower, but it'll be lower.
That's a very good question. I think it'll stay around the same. I mean, but I'm one of the people that is optimistic about the season, though. So a lot of people I see seem like they're down on us this year. I know. So
how things turn, right?
You know what I'm saying? So like after the season that we had, I kind of felt like it would just keep rolling. Like I don't see that many changes to this team except for Obi, and I don't think that's a big enough factor for us to just fall off. I don't think it's going to be like when we made the 4th seed and then the season after that we missed the playoffs. I don't think it's going to be like that, mainly because of Jalen Brunson is here. So I really don't think it'll change that much. 5 sounds about right.
Yeah. In terms of net rating, anything else about our offense and defense before we move on to our shooting?
Nah, I think I'm good.
Our 3-point percentage last year, we were 20th overall and 15th after the change. Do you think our 3-point shooting moves up?
Yes.
Yeah, definitely. Like I go real quick. Yeah, definitely. Just because, I mean, we would have to, just because hopefully progression wise, like our shooters got better, and plus Dante DiVincenzo was here instead of Obi. So just because of that, our 3-point shooting should be better. Everything else that remains to be seen, but at least that specific stat I think would be higher and significantly higher also.
Well, Jerrell, I mean, Obi was not a terrible shooter though, was he?
He's just not better than Dante DiVincenzo. So if you're gonna substitute 1 for 1, yes, it will make our percentage a lot higher. Just because we subtracted him and added a better shooter, then yeah. And I'm thinking that IQ hopefully won't have the struggles he did in the beginning of last season, because if you take away like the first 20 games, he was a good shooter. Like after that, before that, he was bad. So I don't expect anybody to actually be a worse shooter. RJ will probably stay the same. Um, I don't see Julius Randle going down. Like I don't see any of the percentages going down from anybody. So if the only difference is Dante versus Obi, I'm taking Dante 10 times out of 10.
Yeah, and I think Grimes will probably be better. Maybe get more touches, a little bit more aggressive on offense. I hope.
Yeah.
You don't think so?
I mean, he shot 38, 39% from three, something like that last season. I mean, he shoot better than that. We're in sniper territory.
Yeah, that's high. Like he was already shooting pretty good. So
Well, I mean, maybe volume goes up this time around. I don't know.
hopefully
Yeah.
that's what it is volume. If we could get the same volume at that percentage, we'd be cooking with gas then. Like there'd be just like that whole complexion of the team would be a little bit different then, if that's the case. But we'll have to see if that happens.
And I'm still hoping RJ. Listen, he's showing a little mid range now in the
I did
preseason.
see that. I was very impressed
So
with
hopefully,
Yeah, we'll see.
that.
We'll see.
So,
Like, we'll see. We'll see. I can't even.
monitor for this show. We'll see.
Yeah, because I'm not putting I already did the whole I'm banking on RJ to make a huge leap. I did that last season. I'm not doing that this season. Like I'm almost like Steph. Like I've come to grips that he's not going to be, what I wanted him to be. Like he's RJ, he's himself. So
He'll show us who he is this season.
Right, exactly. I don't expect that to happen unless it happens. But if he shows me wrong or proves me wrong and shows me something different, then I'll come up here and say he's killing. But until he does that on a consistent basis, nah, he's just RJ.
Listen, man, RJ's my guy, man. Jerrell, not a huge leap, but a little leap.
You said RJ's your guy, RJ? That's what you just said?
I like her. I like RJ. Yeah, I'm disappointed. Wow. I am disappointed.
I wonder how you treat your enemies.
No, no, I'm extremely disappointed, RJ, and I wouldn't cry if they to kick him off this team. But when he was drafted, I was super happy. The first couple of years, I was really rooting for the kid. I'm still rooting for him, but I'm super disappointed in him. So I speak the truth, man. I say what I see. I just don't see him improving after even year 5. Like to me, he should have been, for what I thought he was gonna be, he's not even a quarter of the way there. So that's
the expectations.
Yeah, a quarter.
If he's not even a quarter of the way. What were your expectations?
I don't know.
You wanted him to be Kawhi Leonard then? He's not even a quarter. Damn.
Oh yeah, you know what? I wouldn't mind him being like some sort of Kawhi Leonard, like a young version of Kawhi Leonard.
It would be nice.
Yes, it would be nice.
Definitely would be nice.
No, but really. I mean, no. When we drafted RJ, I was listen. Of course, you didn't get Zion, and we didn't get Zion. We didn't get John Morant. So the third best thing, and if I would go back and do the same and draft the same guy, RJ Barrett at third place. So
even today. Is that what you're saying? Over
Garland? Oh no, not after seeing him after 4 years. What I'm saying, if the same situation again, like I had no, like that was the right draft pick. I think. That was the right thing to do.
Yeah, I get
he was the obvious pick, and he showed a lot of promise the first couple of seasons, but then it went, it just crumbled.
Yeah, I see what you mean. We definitely would have and should have picked RJ Barrett at the time. I get it.
Right.
No, he's really a disappointment to me, and that's.
I mean, I get that, but you're not encouraged by anything you've seen from RJ Barrett in the preseason, because I am.
I see, like I said, he's developed a mid range. Like the problems I have with him, he's still not doing. He's still not seeing the game. He's still not passing the ball. He's still forcing the action a lot of time. Listen, granted, he's getting fouled a lot and he's hitting his free throws. His free throws is off the charts in the preseason. So that's good. I mean, if he's still going to be as aggressive and they're going to keep calling those fouls and he's going to be scoring from the free throw line, that'll work for us, you know. But on defense, I feel like he's still a little bit lost, you know. After all these years under Tom Thibodeau, you really got to be a better defender, man, at this point, you know. So it's almost like he's never going to be a good defender, and he you know, he's not a super talented offensive player, so he's got to have a little defense. You got to be like an all around, like a two-way player to be more valuable because of his skill set and because of what he can do. So, you know, I just expected him to be a little bit further along. So yeah, tough love. I mean, that's what it is with me and him.
Anybody else on RJ Barrett before we get into predictions on him? In terms of what
his
he's in the
process has been
preseason?
good.
I thought so too.
I think his process on offense has been good. I actually think you've seen a lot of the things that he did successfully in FIBA in the preseason as well. I guess the frustrating part is the on-off numbers still say we're better when he's on the bench. So from that perspective, it's a little bit tough. But you know, I like his process. I think he's gotten a lot better. I don't think he's nearly as much of just put your head down and, you know, bull into the lane and not pay attention to what's going on. I think he is looking up more. I think he is, you know, making better decisions with the ball. He's not great, but I don't think he's ever going to be great. I mean, I think, you know, if he would be good defensively and playing like he is offensively, I think you could live with that. But I still think he's a liability on defense, and he's just not bringing enough on the other end of the floor to justify that, in my opinion. But again, I'm not sure all of it's his fault either, because I don't think he fits well with Randle and Brunson. You know, I think. You know, so I think that playing him more with the second unit maybe alleviates some of that log jam, you know, and you know, have the better shooters around RJ and Brunson in the starting lineup, you know, and better defenders. I think that might be a better fit. I don't know that that'll happen for political reasons, but you know, I honestly think our best lineup is, and I've said this before, and you're probably sick of hearing it, is Quickley and Grimes with Brunson and Mitch and Randle. You know, that's the lineup that I really want to see, and then have RJ in there with the second unit, let him go do his thing, get his offense off the bench, and surround him with guys like Hart and DiVincenzo, and you know, iHart. I think that I just think that works better. You know, from an on the floor perspective, I think RJ can be a good player. I'm not sure he's going to be a great player here.
Right. Well, let's talk about predictions for RJ Barrett. Will he shoot? Do you think he'll shoot 34% from three? He shot 30% last season.
No. Like I don't know. I don't really have any shoot over 30. So to say yes, so that means he has to shoot 35%.
No. Will you think he'll shoot 34 or over?
Oh, 34 or over.
He shot 30 last season.
No, I don't think that changes. Nah.
I'm going to say no as well. Ajay, Geoff?
I don't think so.
I would say no.
From three, no.
The only thing that I would say is it depends on where he's taking those shots from. Like, I think if he's shooting mostly from the corners, and depending on the volume, if I squeal hard, maybe I could see him getting up to 34. But I would really settle for 32 or 33 would be an improvement. I mean, I think it's a lot to ask a guy to jump 4 percentage points is quite a bit. I mean, but so if he went from 30 to 32, that would be a leap in my opinion. I mean, so but again, it depends. If you're talking about above the break threes, I don't see that. But if he's only taking the catch and shoot threes in the corner, I mean, when he was doing that in his second year, he shot 40% from three. I'm pretty sure. Double check me on that, chat, please. I know you will, but I'm pretty sure in his second season he was right about 40%, and almost every single one of those was a catch and shoot three in the corner off a double team of Randle, or and everybody shot better, I guess, because of the no fans in the stands or whatever. I don't know if that's an actual thing or not. I don't know. I didn't do a statistical breakdown and see if the shooting was that much better league wide or not, but. And to be honest, I don't remember what his volume was on that either. So, but again, if you're talking about limited volume from the corners, it's possible. If you're talking about above the break threes, then no.
Okay. What about Adja? You can answer that, and also, will he shoot 45% from the field?
Listen, if he's working that little mid range like I saw him doing in the preseason, yeah, he'd probably, hopefully, I don't know what RJ Barrett's gonna do. I could just only hope. Hopefully, he can get there. Okay, so I don't know if he's gonna, but hopefully he can get there. Hopefully he can understand that, and he got to finish. His percentage at the rim. He has to learn how to finish. Like, he can get there. He just has to learn how to finish.
But I haven't ran the numbers, but I think he's been finishing better in preseason. No.
Hold on, I'm about to check right now. Hold on. RJ Barrett is shooting from the field 38.5 in the preseason.
What?
Damn.
Yep. Field goal.
Are you sure?
5 for 13 on average. Average 18 points, 25.2 minutes.
38%. He just look much better. Well, that's true. He hasn't been efficient.
From three, 28.6.
Damn.
2 for 7 per game.
Wow. Well, like Geoff said, I agree with Geoff in the sense that his process is better. The shooting may not be better, but his process and his decision making is better.
Okay.
So
I didn't mean to bring everybody down. It seemed like
that
was a little depressing because I thought he was shooting better than that, and I was about to say I think he could get the 45% from the field, but I think it's his 3-point shooting that takes him down.
Right.
Right. I think we hoping he gets the 35% right now.
Well, for something positive, his free throws have definitely gone up. He's shooting almost 86% from the free throw.
There you go.
So as long as he does that, that's the most you can ask for.
And his free throw rate is good. It's not just that he's shooting 86% from the free throw line. He's getting there a ton, and so that should. I mean, that affects his effective field goal percentage quite a bit. But yeah, I don't have any faith that RJ Barrett is going to be shooting anywhere in the vicinity of 45% anytime soon.
Wow.
Prove me wrong, RJ.
Yeah, I think if he was to decrease his 3-point shooters, and I get it. I know you have to take a few 3-pointers to keep the defense, honest. But I really think if he brought his 3-point shooting down from 8, 9, 10, 7 a game to like 3 to 5, I think his field goal percentage would increase because I think it's his 3-point shooting that just brings his overall field goal percentage down.
Yep. Definitely part of the reason.
Yeah. Do you think he'll shoot at least 78% from the line? I think last season he shot 74%, if I'm not mistaken. I think he will.
Yeah.
And that's a big jump. Like right now he's at 86%. I understand it's preseason. But I don't know about it staying 86%, but I think he can get to 78%.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think he could. That's one thing that I can bank on, that I think that is going to improve from his game. And plus, I think even with his percentages, if they're low, I don't know about him like finishing at the basket, whether that's going to be better, but hopefully, his shot attempts will be smarter, if that's the right word. So hopefully maybe his field goal percentage will go up because he's taking better shots. Like hopefully, like you said, Steph, if he take less threes, I think that's when the IQ comes in, because he's not, if you're not good at it, the fact that you keep doing it, that kind of shows me something.
I think him finishing at the rim, I think is going to improve. He
Okay.
shot it because I just see him taking contact now and
Mhm.
still finishing, like really learning how to absorb the contact and still finish at the basket. He
Mhm.
looks really good finishing at the rim. So
Mhm.
I do think that's going to be better. Last year he shot 58% at the rim, but I think that was only like in the 20th percentile. So it's important to not just look at the percentages, but to look at where does that, how does that compare with others at his position? So I think it was like in the 20 something percentile, if that, finishing at the rim. But I think it's good. To me, he looks better at the rim.
I think he's
He's
stronger.
yeah,
I
like
think
he
he's
would
stronger.
go in and it was like, oh, he's going in. We don't know what's gonna happen,
Yep.
but he's going in, But now I feel like he absorbs the contact, he finishes, and I actually have seen him thing with RJ Barrett because he drives so much. He's one of the top in terms of drive attempts per game. He's one of the tops in the league at driving the ball to the basket, but his assist percentage was low and his turnover percentage was high on those drives. I see that getting better this year as well. I see him now when he's driving, I don't really see tunnel vision. Like he
Looks
drives
like
and
he has his head up.
he has his head up and he's looking, he's looking for others. I seen him more than once, set a pass to Brunson, whoever was parked, along the 3-point line. So I think his decision making is better. But those numbers, Jerrell, was really disheartening. Um, but his process is
Not bad.
better and his decision making is better and he looks more comfortable out there. He
Mhm.
just looks like he's in the flow of the offense. So I think he'll be better in some respects, and I think the efficiency, yeah, you guys right. I may have to give up on that and make peace with that as well.
Uh,
Um, do you think he'll win most improved or be in no, do you think he'll be in a conversation for most improved?
No.
No, from what we just talked about, that he can't be. Like we didn't say he improved on anything but free throws, and like him finishing at the basket, maybe. So nah, it will be other players in the league that will have a bigger jump than RJ Barrett this year.
Queen, somebody in the chat about to tell you, stop trolling.
Like, you just asked that question just to get a
Trolling.
rise out of us. You know what I'm saying?
Oh boy.
That's a trick. That sounds like a trick question. Like, what?
Yeah, I mean, when I wrote this question, though, I didn't have those efficiency numbers. I was just looking at. I'm like, wow, RJ Barrett looks. He looks solid. He looks really good.
Right.
And the last question on RJ Barrett before we move on: will he lead the team in free throw attempts? He was third last year behind Randle and Brunson. I think he shot 5.4 free throws per game.
For me, I'm gonna say no. I'm gonna say it will be third, just like it was last year, because he'll be third in shot attempts. So I don't expect him to like that'll be a huge thing if he actually has less that many less attempts, but goes to the line that much more.
Yeah, shout out to Mega NYK.
Whoa.
Yeah, I think he'll be third again. I don't see him. I don't see him passing Brunson or Randall.
Now we talking free throws, not field goals. Free throws.
Even then, I don't. I mean, Brunson's just a maestro at getting to the line. I mean, and he's come crunch time, he's going to have the ball in his hands more. I don't, and Randle's really good at getting the free throw line too. I mean,
he is almost 7 a game.
Right.
So I just think it's kind of like the most improved player. What would Barrett have to do to get most improved player? I mean, he would probably have to increase his scoring to like 22 a game, and shoot the ball at a decent percentage from 3-point, and probably up his assist percentage by a considerable margin. And I just don't see that in his game. And I actually think his free throw rate will go up, and I think his number of free throws will go up. I just don't think he's going to pass Randle and Barrett, because they both do that very well also. Randle and Brunson rather.
Yeah. I mean, listen, he can get to 25 points per game if his efficiency goes up. He takes enough shots.
Right.
True.
It's more about efficiency. But if those numbers Jerrell said is any indication, I mean, yeah, you're right. I think that's going to be a challenge. Let's move on to Randle. Will Randle make another All-Star and All-NBA team next season? Oh, yeah. Okay. I'll ask this other question later.
Okay. Before the show, I was actually telling Geoff that Julius Randle probably was my most impressive player during the preseason, just because of how it seemed like he didn't miss a beat from the ankle surgery. He looks like Julius Randle. He looks like he's in shape. He looks like he's playing smart. I like not the foul shots, the shot attempts that he's taking. Julius Randle, I think he's going to be an all-star. He's going to be an all-NBA player. Well, I wouldn't bank on the all-NBA player, because that's very, very difficult, but I definitely think he's going to be an all-star, though. So, yeah, I think Julius Randle might have the best season of his career so far.
I agree. I think when you watch him play in the preseason, it's like the game slowed down for him even more this time around than the past few seasons we've seen him. So he's probably going to have Jerrell. He might have the same 20 and 10. I mean 25 and 10, but more efficient.
Right,
less shots, and his assist might be more. He might still put up the same numbers, but in less time. Less minutes, and more efficient. So in that sense, I think he could probably have a better season.
Right.
Yeah. I agree. The only thing I'll say about the All-Star thing is, if the Knicks are third, I think both Brunson and Randle goes. If the Knicks are like fifth by All-Star break, I think we're going to run into what we ran into last season. And I do think where we were around All-Star break, it impacted the voting. Oh, can you send 2 players from the same team to an All-Star game when they're in 6th place, or they're in 5th place?
True.
And I wonder if there's going to be some voters who want to make up for Brunson not going last year and put him in over Randle if there's only one spot. And that's also going to depend on how Brunson, like, you can't be coming in to 10 points a game. Like, you got to at least be in the conversation, for that to happen. But I do wonder, Stafford.
Stafford.
Don.
What's up, Stafford?
Yeah. What's up?
What's good, bro?
I'm here, man. Let me just come in real quick. Say what's up to the panel. What's going on?
We're good. We're good. Good to see you. This is a pleasant surprise.
Oh yeah.
I see you came in on the Randle segment, though. We talked about a few players.
Yeah, came on Randle. We're gonna do Mitch soon. So he was like, I'm gonna hop on. Now I'm saying,
he lurking, he waiting for the Randle segment.
You wait,
right.
Okay, I think he'll make the All-Star and All NBA team, and I agree with, I think it was Jerrell and or Ajay. He's looked super sharp. I mean, he's looked super sharp on the offensive end. And the other thing I'm banking on from him, the mental. And he's talked about, at this point, just being mentally better. And one thing about Julius Randle, since he's been in this league, or since he's been with the Knicks, whatever he focuses on, puts his focus on, gets better. The whirly dirly, spinning and winning, he focused on that, gone. When he was, the mental aspect where it seemed like he was a bit unpredictable, or whatever term you want to use, he focused on that last season, gone now. I'm not saying he didn't get a tech, but I'm just saying it was nothing like the season before. So if he's focusing on his mental and staying focused and rising, taking his mental game to another level, you can book it. You can book it. That's what's going to happen.
And one thing about the All-Star situation that I think it's easier to keep in mind, there's a lot more guards who are up for those spots than there are for power forwards. I mean, you're talking about power forwards. It's pretty easy to make the conversation that Randle's one of the top two, at least in the East, if not in the NBA. And I think that's one of the reasons why he's in a good situation to even make all NBA again, because there are not very many power forwards like Julius Randle. I mean, there just aren't. I mean, he you can call him our problem child, you can call him whatever you want with his emotionality, but he is consistent in his production, with his points, with his rebounding, with his assists, and with his availability. I mean, here's a guy if Bam Adebayo doesn't, injure his ankle, he's going to play all 82 games last year.
Why you say that?
That's for you, Ajay.
You about to get Ajay.
That's for you,
No,
buddy.
but Jerrell, he said it right though.
Ajay gonna start punching the air soon.
All right, better.
Yeah. Do you think he'll score 25 or more points this season and lead the team in scoring?
Oh, that's a good question.
That's a very good question, Steph. Ah, man. I'm gonna say no. I'm gonna say Jalen Brunson is going to lead us in scoring. I think maybe Julius Randle's averages average for that particular stat might go down a little bit, but that doesn't mean he'll be like any worse of a player. I think, if anything, maybe Brunson might actually go up a little bit, but we'll see. But that's a very good question, though.
I think he scored. I think he averages 25 easy. I just think he's going to be more efficient. Yeah, he was 24 last season?
Yeah.
Something like that, yeah. Something like that.
We're going to get 25 and 10. More efficient, probably more assist. His, a little more, and probably more rebound. I mean, the assist, I think, feels going to go up. And hopefully he's a better defensive player. He focuses more on defense. But I think we should be able to get 25 and 10 from him.
25's a lot, but I
he
definitely
did
think
it. Geoff, it's not like he didn't do it. He did it.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. And I could actually see his points per game actually going down, but his efficiency going up, and him just not taking as many shots. I could see that happening also. But I don't put anything past Julius Randle. When he puts his mind to doing something, if he's a tough hombre, and he has that Mamba mentality, he does. I mean, that's one thing that Kobe Bryant definitely had an effect on that young man. I mean, you can just tell,
It's not only him alone, it's a lot of players Kobe had effective on.
But I think, and especially where I see it the most, is the work ethic.
Right.
Like, Kobe Bryant was just so, ardently passionate about just outworking everybody, and you really see that, and you can tell that that made an impression on a young Julius Randle, and that he's always wanted to, to be that, and to he looked up to that, and he aspires to that. And I'm not saying that he's the same player as Kobe Bryant. Don't get things mixed up about the Kobe Bryant, on a different level. Okay, I'm not saying that, but at the same time, here's a guy who has been All NBA twice in the last 3 years, and I think three out of four is not an unreasonable expectation. That's what I'll say, and that is rarefied air for this franchise.
Mm-hmm.
That is, you're talking about, 3 or 4 guys, what, Patrick Ewing and Clyde and Willis, and is there anybody else who's made 3 All NBA teams in a Knicks uniform?
I don't think so.
I don't think so.
Melo, they made at least 1 or 2 in his 7-year tenure.
I think he made 2, if I'm not mistaken.
I believe it's 2 also. I think it's 2 also.
I had to check that, to be honest, but yeah, I think it's 2.
Okay. Will he average less than 3 turnovers per game?
I hope so.
How much did he average last year?
I think he might have been under 3 last year.
Yeah, he was.
I noticed in preseason he's handling the ball a bit more than last year.
Yeah, see, the more he handles the ball, I'm gonna say. You. The question was, is it going to be 3 or less?
Yeah, less than 3.
So you taking the over or the under?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Do I take the over or the under? I'll go under.
I'll go under because I expect him to handle the ball less.
It didn't look that way.
I think it'll be.
It didn't look that way in the preseason, but maybe that changes once the season starts.
I just think that Brunson's going to get him the ball in the spots where he wants it, where he doesn't have to do as much from a creation standpoint, where he can just go and do, operate quickly. And when he gets to operate, the quicker he gets to operate and get into whatever he wants to do, whether it be shooting the 3 or going to the basket, whatever it may be, when he's able to do that quickly, that cuts down on the turnover quite a bit, in my opinion. So that's why I'm going to go with the under. I think it's a function of him being set up in a way that, because he's a good passer. I think a lot of his turnovers come from him, over dribbling and those sorts of things, as opposed to, bad decision making when he has the ball, facing the double team and those sorts of things.
I think it's the opposite, Geoff. I think a lot of his turnovers come out of the double team.
I do too. I agree too.
Because he waits for that defense to get set so he can make the cross-court pass for the shot, and invariably somebody gets a hand on the ball and tips it, and it makes it difficult for him. I think that's where a lot of them come off of the
double team. Yeah, the majority of his turnovers. I agree too.
Last year he led the team with 2.8. So it was just above 3 or 3 pretty much.
Okay.
So
all right. Over and under on 3 techs this season.
Over.
Yeah, I'm going under.
3 like technicals? Over. Like 3 all season?
Like for the entire season?
Wait. Hold on.
For the season?
Jerrell, you still owe me a sweatshirt now for that now.
I
ain't forget you, bro. Because Randle didn't get a single tech. He didn't get kicked out of none of them.
Well,
so I'm definitely going under with this one. I'm challenging him again.
I
bet that inner Randle.
I do owe you a sweatshirt. I bet was for him to get ejected. That's 2 techs in one game. She said 3 techs all season, Stafford.
Okay,
Yeah,
3 techs all season.
I'm going over 3 techs all season. Yeah.
Ooh.
I don't think he had more than 3 last season, did he?
That's what I'm saying. I don't think so either.
Oh, I don't know how. I don't even.
I don't
That
think so
shocks me if
either.
he had.
Yeah, I'd be
Wow.
shocked if it was 3 techs all season. Like,
I'm going under with that one.
okay.
Yeah, I'm going under.
2. So that's 2 techs all season. We'll see.
Over 82. Yeah, he played
That's
every game.
that's like under 3. That means he's only going to get 2 technicals all season.
I'm taking the under.
Okay.
Wait. 3 texts a month.
Oh. I was say, Dad, like that's pretty good.
Listen,
like,
man.
I
Listen, he ain't got all that money to be paying all them fines, bro. I'm telling you, it's not going to happen.
Yes,
like
he
that,
does.
Bro. No, he don't.
Yes, he does.
Yeah, like two is asking a lot. Like I don't even know if I expect Jalen Brunson to get less than 2, less than 3 a season. That's hard. But yeah, if he does it, then more power to him. But that's some really he would really be Zen like.
Listen, he was Zen like last year.
I don't know how many texts he got last season. I would guess it was more than 2. Or in that case, we wouldn't have bet in the first place.
Right. Exactly. True.
So, you know what I'm saying? So like 2
true.
Is low. Like that's low. But if he does it, hey, that's better for us. I wouldn't hate it if he didn't. Like I like being wrong when it comes to that. And I do owe you a sweatshirt. I'm glad I was wrong that he didn't get kicked out.
I'm looking now.
Yeah, I don't have a stat.
They have him in a list, so I don't have enough time to go.
All right. Yeah, they don't have that. I was getting my stats from NBA.com. They don't have technicals up here.
Yeah, I'm on team rankings, but I'm gonna take a little time out to do my it's becoming almost a regular public service announcement in defending Jalen Brunson. Every show I have, it seems like I have to do this. People in the chat, I'm not calling anybody out. That Brunson
Call
is
names.
That Brunson is one-dimensional.
Oh Lord have mercy.
I don't understand. Did we watch the same Miami series? People are focusing on skill set. Oh, this guy has a lot of. This guy can dribble. He can shoot. He can play defense. He got 5 things he could do. This other guy only got 2 things he can do. He can just shoot and pass the. I'm not concerned about skill set. I'm concerned about getting it done when the games matter most. You want to focus on skill set? You can argue that Ron Harper's skill set was just as good as Michael Jordan's. Who cares? You going into the playoffs? You going in with Ron Harper because he's multi-dimensional? Or you going in there with Michael Jordan to get shit done? That's what we're trying to do. So I don't care if Brunson only does one thing, and in the playoff he shows up and shows out in that one thing, and that one thing leads us to win games and move on in the series. Why do I care that Quickley can do 4 things? Come on. Brunson plays for us. We out here giving him grief. What did he do? He came here on this team, elevated this team together with Randle, and showed out in the playoffs. And people still in the chat trying to take him down. Come on. Appreciate who he is. Appreciate what he did. Is he perfect? No. But nobody on our team is.
But Queen, when you check it out, you say that, but regardless of the fact, everybody on this team get criticized. No matter if it's JB, Randle, Grimes, Davidshenko, each fan always has something negative to say about our players. So it shouldn't be a surprise to you that somebody would say JB is one-dimensional. It shouldn't be at all,
Right.
It was dogging Patrick Ewing back in the day.
But look at the game. But the thing about it is, what are you focusing on? Are you focusing on how a person gets it done, or are you focusing on whether or not they get it done? If you can look at Brunson and you're nitpicking him, the only thing you need to know about Jalen Brunson is he's a winner, and that you have a better chance of winning a game and winning a playoff series if he's on your team.
Amen.
That's all you need to know. And you got some of these other guys that do more. They rebound and they dribble the ball and they could do all of these things. And when the light shine the brightest, you can't even find them with all the talent and skill set that they have. Come on. We're trying to be a perennial playoff team. We're trying to eventually become a championship contending team. You need players like Brunson on your team. We need a few more. I don't care what the skill set is. I need you to show up in the playoffs. All right.
Apollo, you saying?
That's the end of
saying
service announcement. We can go back to regularly scheduled programming.
Apollo, you say Grimes don't get criticism, he gets passes. That man get lots of criticism, bro. Trust me, like you haven't been in this chat on a regular to see him getting criticized by this one person all the time, always on his case. So criticism, everybody gets criticism. And I think that's our job as analysis, or you want to say a journalist. That's what we do. We critique the game. And if you're not playing good, you're gonna get criticized regardless. Am I right or am I wrong, panel?
No, you're right.
Yeah, that's right.
All right. Yeah. So I mean, it is what it is. As Queen said, we just need you to show up. We don't care about your skill set. We just need you to show up and get us to the next level. All the rest of things could wait after. You know, that's how I feel.
Right. Since we've been talking about Brunson, let's move on. Anything else about Randle in terms of predictions before we move on to Brunson?
Nah. I'm good.
All right. Brunson shoots 50, 40, 90 this season.
Yes.
I just said he could do that a second ago.
Yes.
He has the potential to be that guy. I don't know. The free throw shooting is I think what did he shoot at the line last year?
I'll check. Hold on. Jalen Brunson 83% from the free throw line.
So 90's pretty big jump then, because he's going to get to the line a lot.
That's a big
jump. So 7% is a really big jump. But I could see the 50-40 part for sure.
I mean, he shot 49 from the field, so 1% higher from the field, and about 8% higher from the free throw. Yeah, the free throw, like Geoff said, is going to be the tough part, but I'm going to predict that he's going to get it.
Wow.
And what was his 3-point percentage?
I know that was 40. That was 40. Yeah. Hold on, 41.6.
Whew.
And Queen, and they complain about that guy,
right? And he shot 90% in the playoffs, I believe, from the free throw line. I believe he shot 90 or 92%. So it's possible.
Check that too.
What did he shoot from the field?
49.
Oh wow! Wow.
In the playoffs, he shot 91% from the free throw line.
Wow. So
he
can do it.
Definitely possible.
Yeah,
that's incredible.
Do you think he averages 25 points a game this season? What did he score last season?
Hold on. Gotta go back to the regular season.
Like 24 as well, or 23?
24 even.
24. We're just talking about one more point for. I don't know how much more efficient he can be, though. Maybe from the free throw line, if he does get up to 90, that'll definitely be another point right there.
Yep, that's how he would get it, from the free throw line. Yep. So it's definitely possible.
As hard a worker as he is, I don't put anything past him. I mean, this is a kid who, just, I mean, he's just not the most, he's never going to be like the all-world athlete, kind of guy, but he just outworks everyone, and he's so crafty and he's so smart, and he works on his game, and there's nothing not to like about that dude, man. I mean, I know he's not the defender we want him to be, but let's be honest, if he was 6'5",
oh,
it'd be lights out for the entire league.
Right.
Because he tries hard defensively. He's just overmatched. Well, he didn't the other night, I guess, against the Wizards. But, for the most part, it's not an effort issue. It's just he can get bullied because he's small. But it's amazing that he can play in the post the way that he does at his size and get his shot off on pretty much anybody.
Right.
I mean, that is one of the most remarkable things I've ever seen. I mean,
and he looks to post people, other guards up, even if they're bigger than him. I'm like, what are you doing?
Yep. He knows he can score.
Yeah.
I mean, if you want to talk about percentage around the rim, that's finishing around the rim, that guy's got it, man. I kind of agree with Jerrell. If he shot 91% in the playoffs last year at the line, it's possible he could do it. That would be awesome. But I think it's possible.
Yeah. Do you think he regresses? I wouldn't say regress. Do you think he takes a step back this season because teams focus more on him? Now, teams focused on him last season coming in. But do you think there's going to be more of a focus on him this season? And is it possible that he takes a step back?
I think if they focus on him, his assist numbers are going to go through the roof. That's what I think. I think if they like make it their, but also I think that it doesn't matter. Like, he's so crafty and he's so good. Like, Miami knew that he was the only guy scoring, and they still couldn't stop him. I mean, if he wants to get to his spot, I don't know that there's a whole lot that you're going to do to stop him. But I actually, as smart as he is, I think if they really are like double, triple, whatever team, he's going to be like, okay, I'll get the ball. I'll get the ball to Julius. I'll get the ball to RJ. I'll get the ball to, Grimes, whomever.
Yeah. And that's the thing. I feel like he has another level to him also too. I don't really think he takes a step back, because if you listen to him, he is in championship mode, and he said it too. That's all he wants. So I don't see him nowhere regressing now. Don't get me wrong. Teams are going to be preparing for him, just like what Geoff said, because he is the head of the team. So once you cut him off, you understand what I'm saying? It's hard to get everybody else going. So, and we seen that in the playoffs last year. Even though they couldn't stop JB, and JB was still trying to distribute, and we were just not hitting shots. So I think he's going to be still the same JB. I think he's going to turn up a level and then prove to these no-call, say-call writers that he is an all-star, and he's going to be an all-star this year, in my opinion. I think he's going to make it there and prove the league wrong again by snubbing him out last year. So I think he has a next level to him. But as far as teams preparing for him, yeah, of course, he is the leader. He's the leader of the Knicks right now. You know what I mean? And if you gotta stop the Knicks, you gotta stop him first. Just like Spoelstra said, he's the head of the snake. So that's how I see it.
I think he would have took a step back if he wasn't capable enough to actually score on people that's bigger than him. Because I don't know, teams tried to put size on him and that didn't work. He used to cook people that was taller than him all the time. So as long as that doesn't work, then I don't see him taking a step back.
Yeah, last season, Scotty Barnes guarded him. Mikal Bridges guarded him. They tried, but he'll see more of the same.
Yeah.
Against Minnesota, I think it was Anthony Edwards started on him. than Nickeil Alexander-Walker. So he's going to see that all season. But I agree with you. He saw that last season.
Yep. Even in the playoffs when we played Cleveland, they tried to put Isaac Okoro on him. And by
still
game
didn't
two,
work.
and by
Had him on
game two,
skates.
Isaac Okoro was on the bench because he was getting cooked.
He had Osman on him too, and he put him on skates.
Yep. And these are players that's like 6'7", 6'8". So yeah, as long as he can cook taller players, then nothing will pretty much work to stop
And
him.
showing, I get what you were saying in FIBA. They did put size on him, but I think in a FIBA setting to the NBA setting is two different
because you can't be as physical in the NBA.
Right, exactly. It's two different two different games, man. So you can't really judge that probably because of the way how they played him in FIBA with the length, maybe, but I don't think you could judge it off of that though.
Quiet Money, I don't understand your hate of Brunson. I don't know if are you upset because people are saying he's the best player on the team now, and I know Randle is your guy. There's enough room for both of them. I'm not understanding why every show you come in and you go at Brunson. What it is, okay. He's good. Randle is good. The Knicks are good. You know what I mean? It's all right. It's all right. What I will say, to I think it was Geoff's point, if we were to ever get another scorer on this team, Brunson could take a step back in scoring and be just as effective. One, because he doesn't really care about scoring; he cares about winning. But on this particular team, we need him. We need him to score. And one of the things that I noticed in FIBA was his passing ability. Like the slip passes to Jaren Jackson, like some of the passes that he was making, you're like, wow. When this guy plays with, players who are talented, he knows how to pass the ball. So if we were to get a Brandon Ingram or Paul George or Jerrell, whoever we get, I don't think that's going to be an issue at all. Him taking a step back, and then we will see his assists go up, and just score in crunch time or whenever we need him to score. And that's why I don't think he's a scoring point guard. I think he's a point guard who can score if you need him to score. But I think he would be okay just running a team and passing the ball if we had those types of players. Anything else? Prediction on Brunson? I think do you think he averages at least 6 assists a game? I think he averages at least 6. I don't see that going down. And if we shoot better,
was it 4 or 6 did he average last year? 4 or 6?
6.2.
6.2.
Yeah, it could stay at 6. It could stay at 6.
Yeah.
But Quiet Money, let me just answer Quiet Money real quick, right? He said, what NBA All-Star or All-Star team has JB made, right? Now, for his first 5 or 6 years, he was on the bench, bro. He's playing behind Luka. You can't. How are you able to show your skills in order to be an All-Star or NBA All-Star? Look at Julius Randle. He put him in it. This is his 10th season, and he just made the All-Star twice. He was with New Orleans and he was with LA. So are you willing to say the same thing for Randle if he didn't make an NBA All-Star team?
Which he didn't make until his 7th year.
Right. So I mean, Quiet Money, I think you're going in on JB a little too hard, bro.
Right. He'll make it before Randle, who didn't make it until his 8th year in the league. Okay?
Yeah, man. Yeah.
But people focusing on that's okay. People are focusing on all-star teams and points and what I'm for me, who on this roster can be on a championship contending roster? That's my thought. That's what I'm thinking. I'm like, all right, we got 1, 2 that could be on a championship contending roster. That's where I'm at. I'm not talking about all-star teams and all NBA teams and who's scoring. Who can help us win this chip?
Right. Jalen Brunson might put up the same numbers or might actually be better, and he still might not make the All-Star team.
Because of the field.
Because of the field. Like Damian Lillard is on the East now. He's playing. So since I know it's not East versus West, but I'm saying that since he's not in Portland, a lot more people are going to actually watch Damian Lillard play basketball.
Right.
In Milwaukee, just because he's on the East Coast now. So
a little Portland this.
Yes.
See, Quiet Money, you made your own point. You made your own point. Randle was never given the keys until he was in a Knick.
Neither did Brunson.
Same thing with Brunson right now.
Right.
He was given the keys. See, you just answered your own question, bro.
Right. And Randle was a top 10 pick and didn't get the keys.
Number 7.
Brunson was a second-round pick and moved his way up into being given the key. Come on, all right, Quiet Money. You definitely got an agenda. We're gonna move off of you. I'm gonna let the chat handle you, Quiet Money, and you my guy too. But I'm gonna let the chat handle you.
It's all love, QM.
It's all love. It's all love. I'm not gonna tell you or anybody else how to fan.
Right.
I am gonna check you if I can.
Just because we got the microphones. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Unless you want to call and plead your case.
Right.
We got to do the call-in joint because QM was great when he came through, man. Like you got to start doing that again. That was
no doubt. But I just want to say for Brunson, 6 assists per game, 25th in the league. He was right there with Curry, 6.3. Giddey, who everybody talks about, Giddey. Oh, he's such a great pass. 6.2, the same as Brunson. Jamal Murray on Denver, 6.2. D'Angelo Russell, 6.2. DeJounte Murray, 6.1. Cade Cunningham, before he got injured, 6. Right? LeBron, 6.8. Green, 6. So he's right there.
Yeah.
With other players that we would love to have on the team. Get off my man back. Man.
And guess
what?
Start
hitting some shots, he'll get to 7.
I was about to say, like, it's 6.2, and we was the worst 3-point shooting team on the planet at one point. So all you got to do is hit like 2 threes from his passes a game, and he already would go up to like 7.5 that fast just by hitting shots.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. All right, let's move on to Grind. Anything else about Brunson?
No.
All right. Let's move on to Quentin Grimes.
Oh Lord, it's about to get spicy now.
Yes, it is.
Agree or disagree that he shoots 40% from 3 this season?
Whew.
Disagree.
Yeah, I'm going under with that one. Even if that's my guy, I'm going under with that one.
Yeah, I'm already gonna look up his last season stuff. Oh, but last season he was 38.6.
Yeah, he was 38.6. Yeah.
So it's not like he was far behind, but I'm gonna say he'll be around the same. But if it's 40, more power to him. I love it.
Oh,
I'll go under.
I'm gonna go under as well. I think it'll be close though.
Yeah.
I think it'll be close. Over or under?
Says over.
Over. Okay. I hope you're right, Sharon. Over or under, he gets at least 8 shots a game.
Ooh.
Under.
Hold on.
Yeah, I'm gonna go under with that one too.
Last year it was 8.5.
Okay. No. Sorry. He got 8.5 shots. Okay, let's say 3. Mm-hmm. Over and under. He got 8 shots a game?
8.5, 5.7 threes a game, 8.5 field goals total.
It didn't seem like that, right?
But you got to understand, Queen, he was open a lot, but just wasn't knocking them down. It's only in certain cases where he made a big shot, it made it look like, but he was pulling the trigger, but it just wasn't falling, until I think like late in the season.
I think he's just streaky. You know, I think he's one of those guys who he'll go on a bender for about a week, and you know he makes like 60% of his shots from beyond the arc, and then he'll go 2 weeks and he's shooting like 20%. You're like, where did Grimes go? And then he gets on another one of his streaks, and he's back up. You know,
but Geoff, you see that one of the reasons, and I had to like analyze and think about Grimes, right? And I know people give me a lot of flack about him, but imagine you got to run up and down the court every night guarding the best players at night. So you burning energy on top of that. Now also you want me to come down, run curls, run pin downs, and still make a lot of 3-point shots. Sometimes his legs is not going to be under him all the time. You understand? He's not going to be.
He's not putting the ball on the floor. First of all,
no, Queen. But you didn't. You
get a lot of rest on offense though, because all he's doing is standing in the court and waiting for the pass to come. You know, to come to him. You get a lot of rest on offense.
Listen. Quinn Grimes is 12 years old. He's got all his energy. Like he needs to be able to do everything. He needs to be able to do all that. All right. When he's tired, sits on the bench, take a breather, go back at it, and do the same thing again. He's a professional basketball player. He's got to be fit. He's got to be able to do that. I don't want to.
Bro, you listen. I understand being fit and all of that, but it's not all the times your legs is going to be under you, bro.
Then he's in the wrong league, man.
All the players. So what you expect people to run for 48 minutes and not get tired, bro? That's what you're saying? Can you run 48 minutes and not get tired?
I'm not an NBA player, and I'm not getting the money.
No. But you played sports before, right?
Yeah.
And you had to take a breather and drink water, right?
He's got.
And sometimes your legs give out sometimes, right?
Oh, well, he
has.
Right.
I mean,
playing 48 minutes though.
No. I understand. I was just making a point to Ajay. I was just making a point to Ajay. But I'm just saying though, as far as his being a 3-and-D player, trying to guard the best player every night, and then try to run, you know, to do all these things that people want him to do on offense. If it's just 8 shots he get, but what I'm trying to say is, even though if he get the shots, he needs to make it. And that's what I said the other night, consistently. But you can't expect him to put up 20 points a night when you have Julius Randle and RJ and JB. No, some people are expecting that from him.
No, I want him for it not to be a feast or famine. I understand he's getting 8 shots a game. He's getting 10 shots a game. He's not going to get 12, 14. He's just not. He's not going to get that. I just need him not to go 4 for 6 for 3 one game and 1 for 5 the next. Just hit 2 or 3 3-pointers a game. That's it. You know, that's it. I just feel like it's feast or famine with Grimes. Is it going to be a really good shooting night from 3 or not so good shooting night?
That's what I'm saying. He's very inconsistent. And I text you that the other night, right? When we was talking about Grimes. If he could do that consistently, we won't have no problem, because we know what he's giving us on defense. And the statistics saying, Apollo, go watch the statistics, bro. He's one of the best defenders in the league, guarding the best player every night. The stats say that, not me. You telling me stop. Tell the stats to stop with that. It ain't me. The stats says it all. But as I said, we go back to the same criticism. People gonna always have something to criticize any player on this Knicks team, regardless of the fact.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So it is what it is.
Right.
What do you think his minutes load? What do you think happens with his minutes load though? We're so loaded at the 2-3 spot. Do you think his minutes stay the same? Do you think they go up? Do you think they go down?
What was it last year? Close to 30? I don't think it's going to be close. I don't think it's going to be 30.
29.9, 30.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to
be 30. Well, that's going to affect his number of shots that he's getting per game, because if he goes down from 30 to 26, that's 4 less minutes he's on the floor. That may take his shot attempts down from 8 to 6.5. You know, and not that he's doing anything different or not that his usage is even any less, just that he's not on the floor.
Let me ask the panel a quick question, right? What's some of the best defenders inside the league? Don't they get cooked some nights? Does every best defender grill that person every night and have a lockdown on that particular player every night, or you gonna have some nights he gonna get cooked?
They have nights where they get cooked.
Yes.
Okay, so I mean, Apollo, man, come on, bro.
And Stafford, they also have players that got their number, that cooked them every time they meet him.
Look, I ain't gonna front the game in last year at the Garden. Where was his name? Thomas cooked him.
Cam Thomas.
Last night, Cam Thomas cooked him. Last night, cooked him. But what the game when he was playing Boston the other night, where he took the ball from Tatum and had him on lock for those couple minutes. Nobody ain't saying nothing about that, right?
Right.
But as soon as another player starts scoring on him, oh, he's not good enough. He's not this. He's not that. I mean, sometimes I just don't know, man.
Right. That's it.
I don't know.
Right. But I just want to say this about, one of my favorite sayings is, y'all know my condition. One of Sherwin's favorite sayings is Grimes shot 45% from 3 in the second half of the season. Like, that's his favorite saying, like every game. Sherwin, we get it. We know. Nobody is saying he's a bad shooter. But you can get 48% by shooting 0% one night and 100% the next night. And you're at 50%. We get it. We know he's a decent shooter, but he's inconsistent. That's all I'm saying. Feast or famine. Good grief.
And the reason we don't never mention stats that was only half of the season.
Right.
Because there's really no point to, because you have to take it all in totality. If that's the case, then everything that we say up here would be kind of skewed, because we wouldn't be taking the whole season into account.
Exactly.
And that also means he probably shot about 32 or 33% in the first half of the season.
Right. So if it ended up under 40 and he shot 45 in the second half, are we not supposed to care about the first half for some reason?
Right. Because you sure as hell let us know what Quickley shot in the first half last season.
This guy had the same energy with everybody else, man.
Right.
Same thing.
And let me tell you, I used to think this too about RJ Barrett taking 16 shots a game and he needs to give his shots to somebody else. No.
Mm-mm.
Let me tell you something. RJ Barrett's usage is the way it is because there's nobody else that can take the usage. I wish there was somebody on this team that could take RJ Barrett's usage, but we don't have that person yet, in my opinion. When we played, not Washington, who did we play before Washington? Y'all know my Boston. This was an opportunity. Their starters played. None of our guys, none of our main guys. Well, I shouldn't say that because Grimes and Mitchell Robinson were starters, and they played in that game. But this is an opportunity. If you're being held back, because this happens, because of your role on the team, you can't really show who you really are, right? Look at Mikal Bridges. His role was different on Phoenix. He moves to Boston. Whoa, he got a little something in his bag. You can see it. Harden as well. I mean, we knew Harden was good, but I don't think OKC thought he was going to be this good because they probably would have held on to him. So it happened. Right. So this is what I'm looking forward to. Oh, we're playing Boston? All right, we're going to see who's being held back. We're going to see what people have in their bag. And you know what I saw? Everybody doing the same thing they did when they was playing in their regular position. Okay, I didn't see anybody where I felt like, whoa, did you see that? This guy is being held back. Hey, it happens. That's his role on this team. No. What I saw was everybody was properly cast on this team. I didn't see anybody go berserk, taking a man off the dribble, creating for themselves, creating for others, doing nothing that they hadn't done already. So that's why RJ Barrett has the usage that he has, because there's nobody else on that team, this team, in my opinion, that can take that usage. Because you can't be a catch and shoot guy and get that type of usage. You're going to get that type of usage because you can handle the ball. You can create for yourself. You can create for others. If you can't handle the ball, you're not getting that type of usage.
I just don't understand when people say he should be more aggressive when you can't create for yourself or create for others.
The Elgato logo is there. We don't see your face.
Okay, I'll fix that. But if you can't create for yourself or create for others, how the hell do you become more aggressive? Like, what does that look like? He already shoots the ball when he gets it, when he's open. Other than that, if he can't create for himself or create for anybody else, like I don't see why anybody would think that he should or would be more aggressive. How?
Right. And with Grimes in that game, and I'm not taking anything away from Grimes. He scored more, but he did the same thing. Other guys set him up for him to take catch and shoot shots. You understand what I'm trying to say? Okay, he hit more of them. He got more of them. He hit more of them, which is good to see. That when you get more volume, that you shoot them well. That's actually a good indicator. But what I'm trying to say is we didn't see anything different in terms of putting the ball on the floor. Let me bring the ball up. Let me create for myself. Let me create. We didn't see any of that. That's just not where he is right now in his development, and it's totally fine. So to say, I mean, in the chat, correct me if I'm wrong, did you see anything from the players in that Boston game that made you believe that this person has more to their game and they're being held back? I didn't see it. Did anybody
I didn't see it. I didn't see it
anybody on
either.
the panel see somebody show you something that's like, whoa, this guy is being held back. He should have a bigger role.
A couple of people showed me they should have a smaller role, but maybe not a bigger
I
one.
mean, people want him on the bench. They calling him Frank Ntilikina, all kind of stupidness.
Yeah,
But
Yeah, I ain't going that
So-
far. That's
that's what I'm saying. It's the ridiculous comments, but some people be saying, bro, about Frank Ntilikina. Yo,
That's
He
funny.
said the F
Jeez.
word. He said Frank Ntilikina.
give me a
Also
break,
on
man.
Charlotte, by the way. I
Listen,
was watching Charlotte.
I'm
and he
reading,
came up
guys,
to the-
I'm reading the chat. The chat is absolutely on fire right now. Man, y'all need to hit the like button. Hit the like us
The
out. I
AJ
know-
button. Hit the AJ button.
That's it, but
We got
That's right,
85 in the chat and we got 53
Come
likes.
on,
Listen, it's all love. You already know how we do it here. It's okay to disagree.
oh, they on fire.
You know, we just, just be respectful. Just be respectful about it. But listen, we keep it real here. I don't think this
He's
is
definitely not Clay Anthony early.
yeah.
What the?
Man.
Yo, the disrespect some of these Knick fans be saying, boy. I tell you, boy. Go ahead, Queen. Sorry.
That was below the belt. That was
Bringing clean
that was
Tony
below
into
the belt. That was below the belt. Clay Anthony early. Oh my God.
Boy, I tell you, boy.
But listen, I he's the best players, and I forgot who it was in the chat who pointed this out to me a few shows ago. He's the best player on this team to start at that position in terms of what we have right now.
Right.
I don't disagree with Apollo Williams. If we had a more veteran two guard, I would love for Grimes to come off the bench.
Off the bench.
I think he does need a bit more seasoning. Forget that.
Well, Queen, you did say that. You did say that. Don't backtrack on it. You did say he need more seasoning.
Queen,
Yeah, I would like a more experienced guard at the two position, but that's not what we have. And when you look at our team, he's the best that we have for that two guard position.
Wait, we do have a veteran. His name is Evan Fournier.
Well, I don't think Evan fits. No, but fit
I'm just saying.
Fit
We
matters.
do have one.
You can't put Evan Fournier next to Brunson and RJ. You just
Once
can't.
they switch, they eating up Fournier like if it ain't nothing. That's why you see Grimes as a significant piece on that that team to try and to help defend and hide Brunson. You know what I'm saying? So if we could get a better 3-and-D player or shooting guard, whatever, I'm all for it. You know what I'm saying? Anything to make this team better.
Yeah, no doubt.
Period.
Apollo,
You
let me
understand what I'm
ask you this. Let me ask you this, Apollo, and I will highlight your comment. I get what you're saying. I'm not saying I don't disagree. And I'm not saying I disagree. But what I'm saying is on this particular team, the way it's presently constructed, who is better to start instead of Grimes? Keep in mind, Brunson, as much as he tries, is not a good defender. RJ Barrett is not a good defender, right? Who else? And Randle, RJ, and Brunson usage rate, all of them are over 25%. So I don't the whoever's going to start really shouldn't be someone that's going to command the ball. It's just not enough shots to go around in that starting unit. So given all of those factors, Apollo, who do you think on this team should start? I've been calling for the Knicks.
He says Dante. He wants Dante. Turner wants Dante. The same turnover machine that's been turning over the ball for the past few games. That's who they want starting next to Brunson. Dante. Who's been turning over the ball. Which is fine. I don't mind. But I still don't see him better as Grimes.
Can I answer that question just for argument's sake?
Mm-hmm.
Emmanuel Quickley at the 2.
But he's going to need usage though. Like, do you think Quickley can be himself in a lineup with RJ, Brunson, and Randle? Because I don't mind Quick starting, because you know me, I need to have some ball handlers in that starting unit. But do you think Quickley can be his best self in that unit?
Yeah, he can. Just reduce RJ Barrett's usage.
Yeah, but this is the thing. We take out Quickley off of the second unit. Who is going to run the second unit efficiently?
That's a different story. But we talking about.
No, that's what I'm saying. So no, but we can't put Quickley in a starting lineup. So let's just take that out, because we're not going to have no primary ball handlers on the second unit. So it's either it's going to be Dante next to him, or it's going to be Grimes next to him. Because if we put Quickley, I'm just saying.
For argument's sake, I was just answering, and I said that for argument's sake. Let's see, if we put Quickley in. But now we're thinking about further down the line. But I think Quickley could be a pretty good 2.2 guard with the starting lineup. But just I know all the other stuff that happened if we do start him, all the other problems we have on the second unit. But he could start.
Yeah. Listen, I'm all for the Knicks upgrading the shooting guard position. I'm just not sure that upgrade is on this team. But what I will say in Dante's defense is it's going to take him some time to mesh with the team. A lot of his turnovers is passing to people, passing to other players, trying to make plays, and them being out of sync. I'm not saying every single turnover is that, but a lot of his turnovers is him trying to make a pass, make a play. They're not expecting it, and it goes out of bounds. And I think until y'all get chemistry, Dante, if you're listening, let's shoot the ball for now, because he's right in there to shoot the ball, and he sees somebody, he tries to make this last second play, and it goes out of bounds. But now, Dante, shoot it. Once they get used to you, you can start making all of these passes you're trying to make.
And Fournier ain't it either. You seen what happened in Fournier. It was one of the worst backcourts in the league last year, with Fournier starting at 2 guard. So that's a no.
Rebuild NYK, that's what I've been really hoping for. But I gotta say, in that Boston game, McBride, Dante, and Grimes each had difficulty getting by their guy if that person was a tough defender like Jaylen Brown. They could not get past. Now, the ball was already off the court now. This was in a half-court offense. They could not get by their guy. they just they just couldn't. So these are not people that's going to put the ball on the floor and take their guy off the dribble. But I guess in terms of bringing the ball up the court, if there's not a lot of pressure, yeah, I think they can do it. Did anybody else notice that, or was that just me?
What, they ain't got no game?
No. No, the difficulty they had when they had tough defenders on them, getting past them with the dribble.
Yeah, that honestly, that was a joke, but it's kind of like the same thing. They don't have any type of wiggle room. They don't have no they don't got no sauce to their games. They're pretty much Dante DiVincenzo does a little bit, but not Grimes and Deuce. Like, they don't go from side to side. They go up and down.
Right.
Like, they're better, going forward. Other than that, like, if they're gonna, like, I don't remember the last time I saw like one of them take somebody off the dribble and create their own shot like that. It's difficult for them.
Salute, Trav. Appreciate you.
Yeah, shout him out too. That Grimes freestyle was wicked.
Oh, I didn't even hear it.
I send it in the chat to you. I send it in the chat. As soon as he dropped it, I posted in the chat.
Okay, so I'll listen to it after the
my Trini Haitian brother.
after the show.
Old Head got a good question. Did you see that?
Can you highlight it?
Yeah.
Isn't the deadline to resign Quickley next week? It's on the 23rd. Yes, this Monday coming is the deadline.
Yep. Monday is the deadline.
Yeah.
We was actually talking before the show. Ajay, you want to say what your conspiracy theory might be? I'll let you.
No, I don't have one. I just thought it was weird that all of a sudden he couldn't play. Like, he was nicked up. So I thought.
Ajay, I'm with you too. I think they held him out on purpose.
But the question is, who's they that held him out?
The front office, probably front office.
But
because listen, the deadline is Monday, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
So they probably don't want to play him. That particular. I don't know.
What's the reason? Yeah.
That helped the front office. If anything, it was him and his agent.
That's what we thought.
Yeah, but that's what we
thought. Or it probably could to take a look to see where Deuce McBride is. It could be that to see where he's at.
Again,
I'm just throwing out hypotheticals. We don't know.
Okay, but here's my answer to your hypothetical. They don't know what Deuce McBride is by now.
They should.
We haven't seen it last year. It's just this year he gets an opportunity to run. Because last year he didn't start that much games as far as in the preseason.
But they know.
It's now that we see.
How do you know, Ajay? You see it in practice, but that doesn't mean it's going to translate. You got to put him in the game.
Got to put him in the game.
If it translates, you can't just go by what you see in practice. To me, practice just opens the gate. Like, okay, I've seen enough in practice to give you some real time.
Queen. So the one little game in preseason is that's all they need to. Come on.
Yes.
Come on.
I think we kind of know who Deuce is.
We know who Deuce is by now. We only see the few minutes that they watch him in practice. They watch him in the G League. They've been watching him since college. They know.
Practice and game time is two different things, bro.
The game evolves over time. Just because you saw somebody in the G League last year, that doesn't mean that's who they are right now.
They see the evolution more than we do. They see the evolution.
Okay, so what are you saying? They shouldn't put him in the game?
Oh, I'm not saying they shouldn't. I'm just saying that's not the reason. I'm saying they should know who he is by now. If they don't know who he is by now, then somebody's falling asleep over there. Somebody's scouting department's falling asleep.
Listen, I could think I know who you are in practice. I got to see you in the game against other competition. It's different.
There's some guys who light it up in practice and the lights get bright and they freeze. And there are other guys
when the game comes, exactly.
And
how about this?
And then the lights get bright and they're Allen Iverson. There you go. And he's phenomenal. Once it means something, once it matters, they have a switch, they have another gear, they can turn it on. Whereas a player like Deuce, he doesn't really have that extra gear,
With all of your arguments, I hear with both sides, all of that is cool. is it worth faking an injury for IQ and leaving them out the game for it? That's what I mean.
Oh, that's what we talking about.
Yeah, we talk about IQ and why he didn't play.
Oh.
Not the maturation of Deuce.
I think is in my opinion, I think is either to get a good look at Dante and IQ in the ball game while we don't have IQ if we do decide to trade him. So it could either be that or he really had an injury.
Well, they asked Tom Thibodeau. I don't know if you guys read it. They asked Tom Thibodeau. Somebody asked him, do you think Quickley sat out because of the contract? And Thibodeau said, I know Quickley. If he can go, he wouldn't win. I don't think that's why he sat out. If he says he's nicked up, then he's nicked up. You know what I mean?
What?
So that's
you can't really study Tom Thibodeau because he talks in parables sometimes.
Lying.
Exactly. So I don't really believe what he be saying like that, Queen. No. I ain't going for that.
I don't see the reason for the front office and the coaching staff.
Yeah, I don't either.
To sit him. That would be him and his camp, unless, as Sherwin said, they sat him because they're looking to trade him and they don't want him to get hurt
by the weekend. Like
I said that too. It could be either one of those scenarios.
Yeah. So when it comes to that, like Tom Thibodeau do be lying sometimes, but he's supposed to lie in that situation. Like you're not going to tell the truth if he knew that. Right. Say if that was true, he's not going to say, yeah, he's held out because of contract talks. He's not going to say that.
Nah, he ain't going to say that at all. Period.
So that was good. Like that was a lie that he was supposed to tell. That's what you're supposed to do. You're a head coach. That makes sense.
Right. I mean, right. If it was a lie, we'll know by Monday. If he's still on the team, well, they could have still been trying to trade him and just wasn't able to get it.
Yep.
To make it happen. All right. Well, let's move on to Quickley then, since we've been talking. And the first question is, do you think he ends the season on the Knicks?
We need him.
Like, but that's a good question, man.
We need IQ on that second unit because that second unit last night. Boy, it's no. We need.
I thought he made money last night. He didn't even play.
I don't understand these things.
He made money last night. He didn't even play. We look bad without him in the second unit, and I think I know we categorize him as being in the second unit and him being a bench player, but he's really one of our best players, period.
Right.
It might be, and on the pecking order, it might be the third best player on the team. So, yeah, I think, but the question is, what is he going to be on the team by the end of the season? I'm going on a limb and say yes, even though I don't 100% believe it, though. That's a very, very good question.
I agree too. I think he sticks. I think he sticks on the team, and if they don't sign him, they bet on himself. And I think they will match any offer that he gets at the end of the season. But I think he sticks with the Knicks at the end of the season.
I kind of think he's going to be here either way because if he signs the extension, he's not really tradable.
Yeah,
and and if he doesn't sign an extension, then unless you're packaging him with some other salary and players to get someone bigger in here, then I don't think anything's going to happen. And who's that player? And I'm not saying there aren't players out there, but I'm just saying if that's the case, who's that player and what does that deal look like? And how does that materialize? And does someone want to trade for a player that I guess you have their restricted rights, are you going to trade for a player that you don't know what they're going to command in the open market? I mean, maybe you are. In other words, if you trading for him because you think he's going to be your point guard of the future, then I could see that happening. But then the other part of that is, what are you giving the Knicks? Because I don't think they're just going to give up Quickley for a song and dance. I think they're really high on IQ. I just don't think. I just don't
they
think
got
teams high on IQ, but they brought in Brunson, and they have no plans to start him for him to start on this team. Like All right.
I
guess
mean,
they're
there's
high
a
on him
couple
being a
of.
bench player.
Go ahead, Queen. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, I'm just saying. I guess they're high on him being, the top guy off
Right,
the bench.
off the bench.
Yeah, but
That's
there's a
hard.
lot of teams. There's about 5 teams that I was reading that's looking at the situation.
Oh.
Right. I know San Antonio is one of them. They need a point guard over there. Right. Who else did I seen that they say they needed a point guard? I think
This is your answer, Geoff.
I think Washington or something.
Ooh.
It's about 5
I
teams.
hope
I
not.
can't name it off my head, but I know San Antonio was one of them that I could remember. So the teams are monitoring the situation with Quickley.
But what does San Antonio have that we would actually want that's not named Wembanyama?
A wing?
And
A
we know they're
wing?
not giving him up. I mean, the Spurs don't have any assets that are interesting to the Knicks, especially not for IQ.
Listen, if we could get, I would take a Sohan or Sokran, whatever his name is, 3 and D. I would take him. I would even take pause. I would even do what's his name? That Vessel. That we was to take him too. Even Keon, what's his name? Keon Johnson. Dude, listen, they got some nice young pieces over there.
I'm not Keon Johnson. I'm not traded quick for. To me, I think Quickley is our most trade. I mean, other than obviously Brunson and Randle, I think he has the most trade value on the team after those two. And if I'm trading Quickley, I'm not. I mean, Keldon Johnson is a nice player on San Antonio, but
I'm just saying, Queen. The only thing I'm saying is that everybody's saying we're too small. We need a wing.
Right.
That's just my main point right there. A wing. So if we could get any wing that's over there that's tall enough like him, and we trade IQ, it's not like we downgrading, in my opinion. We solidify the defense and we get. Say that again.
So you're trading him just for height, or the player has to be somebody that you think fits with us, makes us better, moves the needle a little. I'm not one of these Knicks fans that feel like every trade has to move the needle all the way to the other side.
I think it's both. Because we need the height and we need what you said just now. Because if you look at the fan base, we too small, we too small, we too small. Every time you look in each one of these podcasts, we too small, we too small.
No, I get you. But you would just trade him for. Well, let me ask the panel. Would the panel trade Quickley or put him in a package, because it would have to be in a package, for one of their small forwards like a Keldon Johnson?
And see, I was actually going to say that Devin Vassell is really the perfect fit for us, but he just signed the extension Quickley will probably want. If that makes sense. Like, I think he signed 130, 135, 140 in that range.
Yeah, he got paid.
So he just got paid, and they were in the same draft class. So it's the same type of extension that IQ would want. And Devin Vassell is a starter. So I don't think they would do that.
Too, though.
Yeah, he's a shooting guard. So that's why I say he's actually perfect for us the way that he played. Because if you think Grimes could play defense, Devin Vassell is probably a better defender than he is.
And how tall is Vassell? Even though he plays shooting guard, he could still slide over to the small forward, right?
Yeah, he looks like Devin Vassell, like between 6'5" and 6'7". Like he's a real two guard. Like he has length on him, so it's perfect for us. But I don't think the Spurs would do that. That would be kind of crazy.
I mean, another team,
$146 million 5-year contract. Unless you're gonna switch him out for RJ Barrett, I don't think you're gonna bring him in at $146 million.
Who's at 146?
Vassell. I think it was 5-year, 146.
Oh, okay.
Another team with a lot of wings is New Orleans and OKC.
Yeah, we already said we already fell in love with like half of the Pelicans team.
Whoever they want to send us.
Yeah, give me Herb Jones, give me somebody.
Exactly. They got wings over there, and then you got wings over in OKC too. Yes, and could you believe for the next 7 years how many draft picks they have within the next 7 years?
Right, but
the amount of assets.
All right, let's move on with the predictions. But I don't see OKC. I don't know what wing we can get for Lou Dort. Like, who's the wing? Giddy? They not giving up Giddy.
No, they got that. I mean, even though he's a rookie, I like him a lot. What's his name?
Williams, Jalen Williams.
Yes. Yo, they got a lot of wing players over there, bro. I'm telling you.
Not giving up. Who's the lot? SVA. Who's SVA?
No, that's a shooting guard.
Right, but I'm not trading Quickley for Dort. Lou Dort. I don't think we're getting Giddy.
We're not getting Giddy.
We're not getting Giddy. Who are they? Who are they wings? A lot of wings that they have.
They wouldn't give up Jalen Williams down either, though.
Yeah, I don't think they.
No way.
Yeah. Maybe the other Jalen Williams.
Oh no.
What about that other kid that played for Memphis? He came off the bench the other day.
Memphis.
What's his name, man? A young kid, man. Oh God.
But let's finish with Quickley's predictions. Most of us think he ends the season on the Knicks, right? Stafford says he thinks he's going to get traded, right? I think he ends the season on the Knicks.
No. I say he will stay. He will stay.
Okay.
I think he will stay at the end of. Yeah.
Okay. Does Quickley average 15 points a game?
What did he average last year?
He was close though. I think.
14.9. So yeah.
Oh, he was already at 15?
14.9.
Oh, well, will he average 17?
Yeah.
17.
Well,
yeah, when he was a starter.
Good number, because remember he got to start a bunch of games when Brunson and RJ were out, and so
that's true.
You know, if he's locked into more of a bench role, I think that 15 is a good number, because you know he went off in the games where he got to start. I mean, he really. I think if you break it down by games where he didn't start and games where he did, I think he was in games where he didn't. He was probably down around 12 or so. I could be wrong about that, but I think
he was averaging 14. I think he was averaging 14, 15 off of the bench, and then when he started, he averages like 22.1 or something like that. If that's correct, somebody could correct me on that stat.
Keep coming, Troy Murphy Jr., Herb, whoever you like, keep them coming in terms of height and weight. But you make a good point, Geoff. I think his minutes are going to go down too. I'm not sure Quickley gets 30 minutes a game. So if he's averaging 15 points still in less minutes, then that tells us that his efficiency, either he's gotten more shots, he's just out there chucking in less time, or he's more efficient.
I think he will be chucking in less time. I think as soon as they put Dante DiVincenzo on the same backcourt as him, that he doesn't have to actually run the offense. I think Emmanuel Quickley will shoot the ball anytime he feels like it. I think he got the green light.
Now, do you think that means logo shots again? Are we back to that, or you think that they're good catch and shoot out there?
No. He better not.
Not logo shots. You know, unless it depends on the night, though, Geoff. I don't know. Depends on the night.
We've seen a logo shot since year 2, right?
Yeah, but if he cooking and got 25 in the third quarter, a logo shot might come up there. You know what I'm saying? So I wouldn't be upset. You know,
heat check.
Yeah, a little heat check every now and again. And I'm okay with little heat checks, but yeah, not at a consistent, like a regular basis. Hell no.
Excuse me.
Yeah, I agree with Sherwin. He averaged 29 minutes. He's not getting 28. But I also think everybody's minutes is going down. I don't think Grimes is getting 30 minutes either. You know, I think Brunson will be around the same. I think Randle will be around the same. I think Mitch and Hartenstein, I think it was Mitch was 26 and
26, 22 last year.
Right, 26. Yeah, I think that stays about the same. We'll get to iHart. I like what I'm seeing in him in the preseason. And I think RJ Barrett's minutes comes down a little. Just a little.
Yeah. It already went down when Josh Hart got
right.
So
yeah, and that was closing too.
Yeah.
Do you think
Hart's minutes probably go down too, don't you think? Hart
Yeah.
played a ton of minutes when he got
Yeah.
here.
Yeah.
True.
I think everyone's coming down except for the top two. Do you think Quickley is back in the 6th man of the year conversation?
Yes.
Wow.
I'll go quick. Yes. He should be.
Yeah. And I think you could
Boy.
put Josh Hart in there. I think Josh Hart is going to have a huge season.
Yep. Me too.
I don't know. I'm on the fence with that one.
I think neither one of them will win it because they would cancel each other out.
I agree
I'm
with
on the
that.
fence with that one. I'm on the fair.
Right.
Besides, it'll be the 8th best player on Boston who wins the award anyway. So
That's
And do you think he shoots at least 45% from the field and 36% from three?
What was his average last year, Jerrell?
last year from the field 44.8, so 45, and from three 37 even.
He was 37?
Mm-hmm.
That's great. He was 30.
He got real hot in the second half of the season, though.
Real hot, as Sherman would say. He sucked in the first couple months. He said, "Yeah, like Sherman would always say, he sucked in the beginning of the season, but he caught fire towards the end." So, 37.
He took 37. Do you think it's so? So let me ask it this way then. Do you think he shoots better from three this season? I mean, 37 is
that's tough.
I don't know, man.
Average for shooting guard, point guards, I believe.
It is.
So
I think he stays about the same. I don't think there's going to be a huge uptick, and I don't even know if there's going to be a huge uptick in his volume either. I mean, maybe there is. Maybe Jerrell. I could see what Jerrell's point that he may just, with the burden of playmaking lifted off of him, he may just be able to lock and load because he really is a good shooter. I mean, that's one of the things that they've always said about him. Thibodeau especially is he's a really good shooter. We haven't necessarily always seen that, but they've always
right.
They've always expressed confidence in his shooting ability. Let me put it that way.
Right. Yeah, I need him to be a bit more efficient all around, though.
Mm-hmm.
Because I think for shooting guards, I don't think 40, what did we see, 44, 45?
What, field goal average?
Field goal percentage, yeah.
Well, you mean average like two guards, period?
Yeah, the average.
I would guess around that, yeah. It would have to be because
he was on average. Okay.
Yep. Around 45%.
So maybe just like Julius Randle, IQ will probably have same production but in less time, a couple minutes less.
Because he'll be more efficient.
More efficient.
Yeah, more efficient. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you're right. 45%.
Mm-hmm.
And he was what you said, he was 44.9?
44.8.
So that was it. Small forward.
We'll give him 45. We can round up.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah. Round up.
And
hold on one second, Queen. Showing, where do you get your stats from? Because when you say your stats and Jerrell's stats is two different things, yo.
He says for career though.
He's talking about his career. Like I don't know.
Okay.
That was Steph's question. So
right.
Sherman just want to say anything negative about IQ. Why he's on the subject.
Small forward shot. Just run it down real quick. Mm-hmm. Last year, small forward shot an average of 46.1% from the field. Power forwards 49.6% from the field, and centers 57.4% from the field, according to StatMuse.
Okay. So I was starting three. RJ was at 43.4 last year.
So 46 is the average for.
And he was 31 even from three.
Right.
Yeah. So obviously that's a problem.
Right. Let's move rather quickly now. No pun intended. Mitchell Robinson makes the all defensive makes one of the all defensive teams this season.
No.
Who said no?
I said no, and I love Mitch, but I just don't think that'll happen.
Wow, Jeff, that's surprising to hear from you, bro.
Well,
he never did it. So I can see why he said though.
I don't think he'll. I think it's a combination of things. I don't think he plays enough minutes. I don't. I think you can see pretty much a platoon between he and Hartenstein, and there are a lot of. I mean, there are just a lot of. I mean, like Rudy Gobert is like always like, just there, and Joel Embiid is usually pretty high up there. There's a lot of guys who are just, Giannis. Just guys who are fixtures. And so if you're talking about a 5, you're talking about 3 spots, right? That's for all defensive. I love Mitch and I love his contribution, but I don't think you're going to see a guy who gets more part-time minutes get it over those guys who do it all the time minutes. I just don't see that happening. And I love Mitchell Robinson, and I think he's going to have his best season ever. I mean, I really. He looks locked in, ready to go.
What does that look like, Jeff? What does that look like? Because I agree with you, but what does that look like for you? His best season yet?
Well, I think an increase in defensive rebounding numbers. I maybe a little bit better efficiency in his tip game, and just when he gets those offensive rebounds, putting them back in, maybe 1 or 2 more a game. I don't know, but I think a lot of it too is just from a defensive captaincy standpoint of really, what I've seen in this preseason, and it's just preseason, his steal numbers were a lot higher, and so he's putting more pressure on the ball, and so we're not a team that gets a lot of steals.
We did it twice.
And so,
my bad, Jeff.
You're good. So I think all of those things are in combination. But mostly, I think he's going to be a better defensive rebounder while being still an elite offensive rebounder. I'd like to see him get up to 10 boards a game. To me, that's the thing. Shoot 52% from the free throw line, please.
That's my only gripe. What you just said right there is the free throws. But I think Mitch could do it, man. I think he's a bunch. It's only 3 spots. Jesus.
3 spots.
That's why he's never done
so that means say Embiid, what's his name over there in Milwaukee, and who else?
Giannis and Gobert in Minnesota.
Boy, yeah, you China.
I wish they would.
I want to give it to him, because he's so number one in so much categories that I think he could make it, but it's going to be hard for real for him to pass those 3. Yeah, so I'll say no too, man. I'll say no.
Yeah, I wish they would just make 15 defensive players and not by position. You would have a better chance.
Hold on. Mitch is always polarizing.
Mitch, every one of our players.
Everybody, yeah, you're right.
I mean,
when it comes to Mitch, man.
Jerrell, did you see the back and forth in the chat about Quentin Grimes? I thought Quentin Grimes was one of the least polarizing, but they were going at each other.
Yes.
I also think Mitch is gonna take his defensive game to another level. Mitch is grabbing defensive rebounds through traffic, and he's just stronger. Last night when I was watching the game, writing my notes, I was like, for all of the people who said the reason why Mitch couldn't get defensive rebounds is because he was out on the perimeter, he's getting them now, and he's looking good at him. He's looking good and snatching.
No complaints.
So
and he's going up after the rebound too and putting it in, not just kicking it out. Go ahead, Queen. I'm sorry.
No, that's fine. Mitch looks good. So I just want to see it in action. I'm ready for the season too.
Maybe he finally realized that's his bread and butter, Queen. Like rebound, putbacks, and stuff like that.
Listen, you gotta master your skill that you have right now, right? Just like RJ, his master skill is going to the basket, taking it strong. You master those things first, and then everything could come after. So if Mitch could master rebounding and offensive, defensive, blocking, and everything like that, I think everything could come after.
I don't know about stuff
Already
coming.
year 8 now.
I don't know about anything coming after, but if you master what you got, you're in a good spot.
Yeah, I don't know about all that.
45% from the line this season.
How much?
45%. We keeping it reasonable. Do you think he shoots over 45%? He said he's been working on putting more arc on his shot.
He shot more than that last year. So
what did he shoot last year?
48.4.
48.
Damn. Oh, wow.
Worst of his career.
His career is 52,
okay,
I
so
believe.
he shoots 50%. What was I looking at then?
No. Like no.
It's just like another percentage.
Did he even make a free throw in the preseason? I think it was like 0 for 6.
Yeah.
I'm not sure, but believe it or not, his career field goal percentage much better than Shaquille O'Neal. Believe that.
Free throw percentage.
I couldn't believe it. That's for real. Free throws.
Okay.
Let me look at the preseason so far. Hold on. So not so far, but the preseason this year.
He was 48. So yeah, I think he could get it to 50.
From the line in the preseason, he was 22.2%. So
brutal.
Yeah. So yeah, it's not good.
Yeah, because a lot of those putbacks, they falling him hard, man. Yo, they got to get like 2 guys to block Mitch out alone.
If it was me and if I was the opposing coach, I would foul the hell out of Mitchell Robinson every single time he gets the ball.
Hack a Mitch.
Was supposed to try that last year. I think it was game 4 or 5, and he got burnt. He got burnt.
They didn't do it enough. You do it enough. The percentages will fall in your favor, but it's fine. We know who Mitch is.
You said over 50 guaranteed. Okay.
Guaranteed. That's what Charles Barkley would say, right?
Guaranteed.
I got a question for the panel, and this should be a little spicy. I don't know if y'all talked about it. Are we giving Tom Thibodeau an extension?
Listen. We can start that at the end. We got a few more questions. This is the preseason.
Right. BB missed the show, so try to come on the show and swear it's been made.
Okay, and we're way over in terms of we got a few more to
Go ahead, Queen. Go ahead.
Queen was not. Queen ran from that one. No.
I'm giving him an extension. That ain't even a question for me, but you guys can muse about that. Josh Hart averages 8 rebounds a game, or he's in the conversation for 6th man of the year.
Rebounds a game.
I didn't get to see much of Josh Hart in the preseason. Probably just 1 game, man. So it's hard for me. It's hard for
Hart average a game last year.
It's hard for me to call it.
7.
I got to see about 10, 20 games.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm gonna say. You said over 8 though.
No, 8. Averages 8 rebounds a game or more, 8 or more.
Okay.
He's gonna be playing out of position though. I don't know if that, at the shooting guard, he could just fly in and just grab. He's gonna be playing, he'll be closer to the basket though.
I'm gonna say over. I'm gonna say 8 and up. It'll be over last year.
Okay.
I'm gonna say over.
I think I'm gonna go under because I think he's gonna be right about 7 again.
Okay.
Just about the same.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with the panel.
Queen, I want to
8.
Yes. 8, and I hate to go back. Sherwin, shout out to Sherwin. He says the NBA's got rule changes for the intentional fouls. Is that I don't know those rules. What do they got for the hacker Mitch and hacker Shaq kind of stuff?
I just remember in the last 2 minutes of the game, you can't do it. I don't know if they have something else other than that.
Sherwin making up stuff.
Shots fired.
I actually don't know the rule. I don't know if they changed it, to be honest.
Right.
I didn't hear that.
Sherwin, please enlighten us. So if you could, like,
No, just ask him where his source at. Just give us a source so we could go ahead and read it ourselves.
I just think it's the last 2 minutes of the game. But if there's more, let us know.
Yeah.
Josh, in the 6 man of the year conversation, yes, no.
Oh boy.
Yes.
Yeah, we put him there.
Yeah, that's why I said. Remember before I said him and Quickley will probably cancel each other out because I think they're going to be two of the best bench players in the league.
I agree.
Okay. All right, let's get to the wins in the Eastern Conference final. I have one question actually before that. Will our bench be top 5 in the league? Yes, Jerrell.
Well, you skip iHart.
We skipped iHart.
Yeah, you said you wanted to get to iHart. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. Will iHart's minutes, will it be more of a minute share this season than last season? I think it was 26-22. Do you see it staying like that, or do you see him getting more minutes and that means Mitch minutes coming down?
iHart was 19.9 last year, so 20.
So that's 20.
And Mitch was 26.9, so 27 compared to 20.
20. Yes.
I don't know. See, Mitch get hurt too, so he only played 59 games last season. Wow. iHart played all 82.
Wow.
So if I'm banking on Mitch getting hurt, which he kind of does every season, don't laugh. I'm not saying that to be bad. It's just the truth. I did not say that to crap on Mitch, to be honest.
But you did crap on it a little bit though. You didn't say it too, but you did.
But it's just the truth. Like, he gets hurt every season. But I'm glad that we have somebody like iHart to take his place, though. So I don't think it'll be more of a minute share. I think as long as Mitch stays in, stays out of foul trouble, I think iHart will stay on the bench unless, it's the fourth quarter. That's different. I think iHart is still closed though because of the free throw shooting and stuff like that.
Trav thinks iHart might be 6 man of the year conversation. Wow.
I don't think he'll play enough minutes.
Yeah, he may not play enough minutes. Do you think he shoots at least? Do you think he averages at least 1 3-pointer a game?
Yes.
That would be good.
He averaged a half 3-point last year. So, yeah, he'll shoot a little bit more.
You talking about Isaiah Hartenstein, right?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, man. Look, Queen, we was talking about this the other day, man. Let Tom put this guy on top so we could space the floor a little bit so he could make some threes. We seen him did that. I think he hit 1 3 last night, or was it the Boston game? We seen him hit a 3.
Wasn't it last night? I think he hit 1 3.
I think he hit one last night.
Did he hit it? I know he took one last night.
Yeah, he did. And I think he did one the following game too.
Yeah, he definitely hit one.
Yeah, so yeah, give it to him, man. Let it fly, man. I say let it fly. I've been saying that. Let it fly.
Right.
So I say he could put up like at least 2 or 3 attempts a game.
Whoa.
Yeah.
2 attempts a game? Okay. I like it.
I like it too.
I like it.
Wow.
As long as he's making some of them, though, Steph. I ain't go just.
Right. He's shooting 11%.
I just thought about what I said. Like, Lord, yeah, he got to be making, he got to be
at least
making
one of them, right?
At least a reasonable clip. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I would want him to and have the ball in his hand. Period. Let alone shooting it.
Right. Before we give our predictions,
that is the hacking rule change.
Do you think our bench will be top 5 in the league in bench scoring?
Nope.
Nope.
I don't know, man. No, I'll say no.
Look, the bench came in last night. We didn't even the bench looked horrible last night. So I don't know how, and that's not even IQ wasn't even in the lineup last night. So to be a top scoring bench in the league, nah.
I think
Probably the middle of the pack,
no,
but I don't think we'll be top. No.
I think we'll be one of the better benches in the league. I mean, Emmanuel Quickley coming off the bench, DiVincenzo is going to get a little more comfortable with his new teammates. I think we could be top 5.
I think that second unit is gonna run more as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
At least I'm hoping.
They would. Yeah. Well, you mean
I think
run
it's
more?
going to take about at least.
You mean
I think it's going to at least take us.
Okay, got you.
More fast break. But I don't. Yeah, you can actually see if the fast break points was from the bench or from the. I think the Knicks overall are going to have more fast break points than last year, and I think it's going to be because of the bench.
Okay.
Could you put up Nicky at last comment? And I didn't know that too. That was so true because Alan Hand brought that up. Our starting 5 led the league in scoring last year, right? So the bench, I think, is the problem. I don't think we could do it, yo. Even though they probably came around the last end of the season when we got Josh Hart and really started the bench, so it was solidified by then. The bench was always an issue last year, not the year before, because the year before we was gunning. The starting 5 was atrocious, and we were saying the bench was better than the starting lineup. But this year, the bench doesn't look good at all to me, in my opinion. It still needs a little tweaking, and we don't know who is solidified as. Well, we kind of sort of know as far as the backup power forward, right? But I haven't seen the whole starting the bench 5 really gel like that to say we could be a top 5 in the bench as yet. I'll have to give it at least 20 to 30 games to figure that out.
So I need a little context here. How many points per game would qualify for top 5 in the league?
Yeah, I don't know that either.
It's going to depend on. You talking about last season?
How many points per game did the top 5? Like I don't really have a concept of.
Yeah, but that may change. I mean, I can get that, but it may change.
And I just asked because I have 0 point of reference. But what I'm thinking is if Quickley is about 13 points a game, and let's say you get 8 to 10 from Josh Hart and 8 to 10. Well, let's say 10 from DiVincenzo and even 10 from Hart. That's 33 and it's 7 or 8. So
the 30s.
10 points from Hartenstein.
That'll be doubling his. That's a lot.
No, I would say 7 from Hart. I was thinking Josh Hart.
Yeah, I think again. Okay, Josh Hart. Okay.
10, yeah.
I don't know though. What did he average last year? I don't know.
Who iHart? 5.
Josh Hart.
Josh Hart 10.2.
10.2.
So 10.
So that's quickly 15. iHart. Josh Hart, how much you said? 10 points?
Yeah.
That's 25. Then you give Dante 10. You give Hartenstein 5. So that's what? 35 so far? Am I right?
Yeah.
And then who we leaving out again? Leaving one more
40.
player out.
That's 40 staff of 15, 10, 10, and 5.
Yeah. That's 40. Okay. And plus, it's
40.
a 9-man rotation, so that's it.
That's it. Yeah.
Yeah. So last year, the Knicks were ranked. Just make sure I have it right. 22, 23. Bench. Okay. Last year, the Knicks were ranked 26th in bench scoring with 29.5 points per game. The number 1 team was Indiana with 43.8. San Antonio with 41.9. The Clippers with 41.5. The Lakers with 39.7. And Detroit with 39.4. Those were the top 5 bench scorers teams.
And where we rank, Queen? Where did we rank?
26.
26.
We were ranked 26 last season. Now the difference, though, 36.8. No, that's significant. We were just at 29.5.
Well, I think with Dante,
But let me do it per 100 possessions. But go ahead.
I was just gonna say with Dante filling in for Obi, that's at least what 3 or 5 more points. And Obi only averaged like 7 points last year.
Yeah,
So I would think Dante would at least average 10 to 12 now. So that's like 5 more than we did last year, right there.
Yeah, we weren't much better per 100 possessions. Per 100 possessions allows you to account for pace because some teams play faster than others. We were once you adjusted it, we were still 23rd at 24.
Yeah,
I don't.
that
I don't
top
think
5
everyone's
thing.
in the top 5.
Uh-uh.
I don't think Dante makes that big a difference.
Yeah, maybe we might be in the top half. Maybe
Right.
that would be a jump for us to go from
That would be good if we were top half. Yeah.
Yeah.
And we're our starting 5 leading the league in scoring. You know, that's just a testament of like with Brunson and Randle.
Yeah.
So let me ask you this, right? Because people still in love with this Obi guy. You think if Obi was still to be on this team, we will be a more we will be in the top 5 if Obi was here?
No, I don't think Obi would have made. I think we would be talking about the same thing. Can we move it to top half? Can we move to top 50?
Because I would expect
feel
Obi to
like
be better, but not that much better. Like if he was going to average 7 point last year, it wouldn't have been no more than 10 this year. Like I don't think it would have been like a 7 to 15 jump, or that would have been that's a big jump.
I think his minutes would still been locked though. That's the thing.
Yeah,
Right.
That's exactly right.
Right.
do we get more transaction points with Divanchenko now, or is it you think it's going to be the same if Obi was here as far as transition fast breaks?
I think Obi leaked out less last year. I think he was focused more on securing the rebounds. I think there was less leak outs for Obi. I mean, I don't know the stats, but it just seemed to me that there was less leak outs. But let's finish this up.
It's 12:30.
Yeah. Let's finish this up. Floor ceiling on wins and floor ceilings on the Eastern Conference final. Eastern Conference finish. So what's the most wins you think the Knicks will get and the least wins you think the Knicks?
Actually, you go first.
Yeah, I can go. So I don't know if you remember, we did a show where we had our predictions, and I predicted 50, exactly 50 wins, but that was the floor. But now I'm at
the floor. Wow.
Yeah, because it could have been 51, 52. I think we could win at least 50 games. That was at least 50 games. Now,
after one game against Washington, now
you changed it.
Change it? No, it's not the one game. It's the fact that we're not ready. Like, it bothers me that we're not ready.
Like our preseason. Yeah, I get it.
It's not just we're not ready. Why are we coming in not ready? That bothers me. Like these guys are professional basketball players. That's what they do. You got to come in ready. But
what makes you think
it's like a carpenter showing up for work. He doesn't have his tools. Like, what are you coming here to do? Go home.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? Or
as you with the analogies.
Blow in the preseason, but all right.
That's what I'm saying.
You got to eat preseason or not. You got to be ready. You got to come prepared. You got to come ready to play.
I can't argue that.
So we went at 39 games now?
No. I'm still at. They could probably still win 50, but that's probably the most they could probably win.
All right.
So 50 is like
stealing.
Exactly.
Okay. All right, Geoff.
I kind of think this is a 50-win team. As far as ceilings, I think if everything goes well, maybe we could get up to 52 or 53. If we're healthy, I don't see us winning fewer than 47. That's what we had last year. and I think we're at least as good a team as we were last year. So I would put the floor at that. I don't know how good the Eastern Conference is going to. I don't know how many. Like, if you win 50 games this year, where does that put you in the Eastern Conference? That's a tough question. But I actually think it's going to be pretty high, because I think that there's a lot of parity and a lot of balance. So I don't think you're going to see a lot of 60, 65 win teams. I think you're going to see like 52, 54, 55 kind. Well, you might have one team that like Milwaukee or Boston may do really extraordinarily well.
60.
You know, and get to 60. But I don't think Boston has the depth to do that unless they really, you know, fortify their bench by finding someone that I don't see, which is, you know, usually what they do. But I think we'll be somewhere between a 3 seed and a 6 seed, somewhere in that range, and similar to last year. And then the key question is what do we do after that? I think that, you know, I want to see us at least get back to the second round of the playoffs. To me, that's the mark of a successful season, is can you repeat it? Can you show us that last year wasn't just a flash in the pan? And that's tough, because playoffs a lot of times are about matchups, right? Cleveland was a favorable matchup for us last year. I'm not saying that they're going to be again this year. We don't know what that's going to look like, or who we would be matched up against. But I at least want to see us get to round 2. That's where I'm at.
I will say, though, it's possible
31 wins.
Is it possible that the Knicks can be just as good and not have more wins than last season, because the conference is just better? And like the wins we picked up against Detroit, and the win we should still get though. But Detroit, I think we went 4-0. Like that, you know, I don't know if that happens. And Orlando is better. Is it possible for us to be just as good as last season, even better, but not surpass the win total because other teams are better?
Definitely possible. That happens all the time.
Sure.
Definitely possible. Definitely.
Me, I'm going 50 wins for the most, and then the least amount of games is I'm saying probably 44. So that's my high and my low for this team.
You said, I'm sorry, say that again.
50 wins the most, 44 wins the least.
44 to 50. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I'll go first with Steph. You can go last. You should go last. Our floor 45, ceiling 53.
Okay. Yeah, I'm going to stay with 47 to 52. I just think there's, and I'm not going to be disappointed if the Knicks win 50 games, because like when we say we want them to win more, the field is not the same. You know, the field has changed, you know, a little. I haven't gone over the division series to see what we did last year, but if we were 4-0 against Orlando, I don't think we're going to go 4-0 this year. You know, so I think we were 3-1 against Boston. We might still go 3-1 against Boston.
We were 3-1 against Miami.
Listen, I love taking receipts, and one person say we went in 31 wins. Trust me, I'm writing that down. 31.
46. Okay. On my level, appreciate you. I'm not sure if this is your first time here. Welcome. Subscribe to the channel. Hit the notification button.
Hit the like button while you're here.
Hit the like button too while you're here. 37 wins. Okay. All right.
Deep Public Enemy really said 31 wins. I didn't even see
Yep.
that.
Yep. I'm writing that down.
That is 16.
Writing that down. That's in my receipt book. And I got a couple things in my receipt book too. So just know when at the end of the season come, I'm calling y'all out. I'm dead serious.
Stafford. So what if he's right? Don't pretend you lost that receipt book either.
No, listen, bro.
I can't find my book.
Nah, bro, listen.
I can't find. Where's my book?
Where's my book at?
I'm not right. I'm not right. Listen, I could take my criticism and I could take when I'm being wrong. But you see, when you call them out and they wrong, they mad with you. They get vexed with you. It's only people like JJ and I think one other person confessed that they were wrong. I think it was Showen. Because Showen said the Wizards was going to be better than us. Charlotte was going to be better than us. A bunch of teams was going to be better than us. He had to eat crow. Or JJ had to eat crow last year. So I'm writing down receipts, man. Trust me. I'm writing it down.
Oh, get on my levels of 51. Okay.
He was just joking. Okay, all right. It's okay. If I mean, whatever you guys think is what you guys think is totally cool. What about the finish? I say we're gonna finish between 3 and 5.
I agree that 3 or 5 is that sounds safe too. Steph.
I'm not gonna panic if we go to 6, but I think 3.
Okay, 3 to 5. That sounds right.
Oh, but six is still a home game series, right?
No. 4 is a home game.
Still the playoffs, though. You avoid the play.
Oh, the plane. That's right. Okay. I don't want to be in the play. I don't want to be in the play-ins, but I'll take from 6 to 4. No, 6 to 3. I'll do 6 to 3.
Okay, 6 to 3. Ajay, did you say already? I know you said Geoff, right?
Yes, 3 to 6 is what I said. Yes, absolutely.
Okay.
4. Yeah, 3 to 6. 3 to 6. Yeah. Yeah.
That's right, Mega. I'm keeping all my receipts in my fanny pack.
That's funny.
Okay, these are all it. Sherwin, you do this every year.
Sherwin said he was going to be the 11th seed last season.
Right. Wow.
You think Toronto better than us?
Milwaukee, Boston, Cleveland, 76ers, Toronto, Knicks.
I don't even know.
At least you have us 1, 2, 3. What is that? 7?
6.
6.
That's
At least you
6.
have us 6 this time.
He did a lot much better than last year. I can tell you that.
He forgot Miami.
I'm cool with that.
Oh, we about
don't add no.
No, I know. I'm just saying he might as well go in. He might as well kill us.
He said he forgot Miami.
Yeah.
Right. This is the other thing.
You might as well kill us completely.
Right. I think Charlotte will be better as well. They were decimated by
yeah, that's true.
Injuries.
And I'm not saying we won't win the division series. I'm just going to say I don't think we're going 4-0, and it's going to be tougher.
I definitely will hope we will be better than Toronto, though.
Definitely.
I don't see why Toronto
it's
would be
not
better.
even close. I mean, I know they quote unquote got outnumbered, but
that's what it is. Toronto plays us very well.
Well, that
don't mean they don't play. They don't play everybody else that well, though. That's the problem. Like they don't play us every night.
I like Toronto's roster though. They're really long. I was watching them the other day, and somebody was out, so they had Schroeder at 1.
Mm-hmm.
On the wings, they had OG and Barnes. And then at 4 and 5, they had Boucher and Siakam. Now, Portal was out. So I guess when Portal is there, on the wings, you got OG and Barnes. And then you got at the 4 and the 5, you got Siakam and Portal. I'm not saying Portal is all world, but I really like that. I like that team defensively, just long and lean. And I think that's the problem in terms of giving us, because we're not a very athletic team. That starting lineup is not very athletic either.
We talk about shooting all the time, though. Can they shoot?
No.
Yeah.
They shoot okay. Where did they finish last season?
Yeah,
and Van Vliet is gone. Well, he wasn't a good shooter. That might be a plus because he didn't.
Yeah, he had a bad year last year, definitely.
But he plays as well though, Van Vliet, man. I'm glad that guy's gone somewhere else.
Yeah, definitely.
I'm glad he gone. So yeah, somebody mentioned Brooklyn, man. Like people are sleeping on Brooklyn.
I think
Brooklyn's not
people
gonna
are
be
sleeping
terrible.
on Brooklyn too.
Brooklyn got a lot of talent on that team, yo.
Yeah.
Look out for Ben Simmons, man. Now, if you want to say most improved player, that's who
Might
I
be.
think might be the most improved player, Ben Simmons.
Really?
Yeah.
You act like he got to do much, AJ. He did absolutely nothing.
He's got to shoot. He's got to shoot. He's got to learn how to shoot.
No,
Listen, the boy been shooting. Like, you ain't been watching some of these preseason games or even highlights. The boy been looking good, man.
Ben Simmons never shot the ball,
listen,
really.
man.
All he got to do is play defense and be his regular playmaking self, and he can make the All-Star team. That's how talented he is.
Right, and that's how he was the last. He was never.
Right. He was never a good
shooter.
shooter. Right.
And I think he made even all NBA and all I don't know about all NBA. I know he made all defensive team.
He did
all
make.
defensive for
Yeah,
sure.
he's one of the best defenders in the league.
Yeah.
So yeah, all he got to do is get back to even like half of that, and he will probably win the award because he's done absolutely nothing in the past 2 years.
Yeah, he could win it. Trust me, he
I
could
mean,
win
if he
it.
plays 70 games, he might just
Yeah,
win.
like you don't gotta do much for that. For his standards, I should say.
Yeah.
For his standards.
If he plays average Ben Simmons, in other words,
Yep.
he can have it on lock, really.
Mid-season tournament.
Somebody
What
said-
you want to know about the mid-season tournament, public?
Yeah,
Because I heard somebody made a bold prediction that we might win the mid-season tournament, but I don't want to do that because the amount of memes and
Right.
and just the agitation. Y'all can't win a championship in 50 years, but y'all win an in-season tournament. No, I don't want that.
you don't want us to win that.
I want me a ring. I want me a ring.
I hear it. I feel that though.
Toronto was 27th in field goal percentage, and we were 20th. So they were worse than we were as far as shooting from the field.
What about the
And
three?
that's what I'm looking at now. Oh wow, they were 28th.
Yeah, they can't.
And
shoot.
we were 19th.
Yeah, they can't shoot. We be talking about us all the time. Because when you said that starting five, I was like, well, who the hell is supposed to be shooting?
Yeah. Yeah, you're right. But if we can get one of those,
Who? Scotty Barnes?
whoever to come in defense.
Anybody.
Anybody.
Name a wing. Now
Somebody long in the lead to come over here and play perimeter defense for us. Because you get Grimes on one side and you get a defensive wing on the other side. We talking different.
Nah, Mega, I don't want to crack a Jackbox ring, yo. I want a real ring.
Right.
I mean, the in-season tournament be a nice thing, and I mean the first team to win it is be good, but nah, man, I can't take the aggravation.
I think it's too early in the season for us
Right.
to win it anyway. I don't think we're going to hit our stride really until after the new year.
I think I would like.
Well,
to
that's
really-
historic though. But Jeff, you're right though. That's really historic because if you watch Tom Thibodeau's team for the last 3 or 4 seasons, the last half of the season, that's when we really turned it on.
Right.
You know, and start making a push. So
Yeah.
that's why you see sometimes I don't want to go overboard like this whole game last night. I know Poole is a talented player, whatever be the case, but Tom Thibodeau teams, man, ain't gonna be giving up so many 3-pointers like that going into the season, prolonging the
You have
season.
games like that though.
Yeah, I don't believe so at all, man.
Yeah. Is that why we showed up? We showed up preseason not ready because we were a Tom Thibodeau team.
Yo, AJ, all Tom Thibodeau.
No,
But listen,
they
he
need to
could go
stop.
ahead. He
Y'all
could
need
go
to
ahead and
stop.
criticize all he want, but it's in the fact. It's proof.
Yeah, but that staff that doesn't make that's crazy. Like you could be not ready until midseason.
Bro, it got teams that win all preseason games and they ain't even win a game or even make the play-in.
Yeah, that's true.
You understand what I'm saying? So just because we lost a game yesterday, which I didn't like either too, but the whole perimeter defense, that is not going to happen every 82 games in the season, bro.
Okay,
That is not going to happen with Tom Thibodeau's team.
because we've had great perimeter defense in the past couple of seasons.
Not really.
Exactly.
But our offense, if you have a really good offense, your defense doesn't need to be super great. It needs to be decent. Doesn't need to be great. If you have a really good offense. I think we're gonna be okay, Ajay. We're gonna be okay. That was the first time the team played together. In hindsight, maybe should have rolled it out, from game one. But then we wouldn't have got a chance to see these other guys.
I actually think Thibodeau wanted to see other combinations of players this year. I think that was rather intentional. I don't like last year. It was a difference. Every season is a different season, and Thibodeau will tell you that. Like just because what we did last year doesn't have any reflection on when we roll the ball out on Wednesday, but I definitely think that he was wanting to take a look at some different lineup pairings and
combinations,
see combinations and see what worked and what didn't, And
guys, you guys think my problem's not with Tibbs though. I mean, whatever. He's the coach. He does what he wants. But you mean to tell me the front office, like they had no clue that they were going to get rid of those 3 guys they got rid of before yesterday or before today?
You talking about the waving thing? The 3 guys we waved?
Yeah. So why do we waste time with those guys? Why don't we play our guys? Let our guys get some burn. Let them get in shape. Or if they weren't ready, let them get ready. Why we waste time with these guys that we get rid of? We know.
But bro, then you got to say that with every team.
I was about to say every team does that.
Yeah, every team. Then you got to say with every team.
I don't care about every team. I care about the Knicks. This is not summer league. This is not summer league. This is the preseason. Any can become ready.
But that's the process, though.
Yeah, the preseason is kind of for that, though. That's why.
To see what you have, Ajay.
Even for later on down the line, you could bring guys back. Everybody does it. You bring 20 people in. I think you can have 20, right? In your preseason, your preseason. Every team does. Nobody says we can bring 20. We just going with our rotation. 10 players. That's it. That's
all right.
In the preseason.
For example, we let those 2 guys where we end up signing 2 other guys. I think one was Goodwin and some other different other person to Exhibit 10. I was supposed to post that to y'all, but I was at work.
Yeah, I missed that. Good
but we signed 2 more players, Ajay.
I missed.
So you're saying we wasting the time on them 2 by taking a look at them by giving them an Exhibit 10?
Stafford, you remember who we signed? I missed that.
Who did we sign?
I think it's good. I know one of them is Goodwin, and another one was a different name. He had some type of weird name, yo. But anytime these things come in, I always post it. I didn't have time. I'm sorry?
Jermichael Green. Is this still available? Is it still?
Jermichael Green. I don't know.
It's your turn. It's your turn, Ajay. From
you trolling. You trolling. Stop trolling.
Nigga on fire tonight, man. You got all the jokes.
We supposed to be ready in the preseason. Damn it.
Chat is on fire tonight.
Almost 1 o'clock in the morning, man. Only we can do this.
Man. Y'all need to hit that like button while y'all hot. While y'all on fire.
Hit the Ajay button.
Yeah, we got we got 86 in the chat. We got 72 likes. Yeah, we usually don't go this long, but this is the preseason, and then Stafford came asking us questions all over, so that prolonged the show.
I just
come on now, you know I gotta come in here and rile it up a little bit. Come on now.
Stafford just reset. Stafford reset the show, like restarted.
Yeah, that's the name. What was it? What is it? Mega Mama D. Kite.
He sounds familiar.
Yes, that's him and something Goodwin. Could you please put the other name if y'all remember?
Is Goodwin a guard? Because both
I think so, He played for Virginia. Okay.
It meant nothing.
Yeah, the chat should thank Stafford because we would have definitely got off an hour ago.
Right.
Coming in here throwing grenades. You know what I'm saying?
So it's the Stafford remix.
Word.
Right. I'm gonna have to go back and cut that part out. No, I'm kidding.
Okay, so Brandon Goodwin is a shooting guard, Showing say he's only 6 foot. Who is 6 foot showing? The African or Brandon Goodwin?
Goodwin.
'Cause I think Brandon Goodwin is a small guy. Yeah, he's a small guy.
Yeah, I think I remember him. He's a shooting guard at 6 feet. We got those already.
Yeah, man. You see, this is the thing that drives Knicks fans crazy, right? Is when you bring in these small guards, and we already have us a bunch of small guards.
The more the merrier.
Well, I know in DJ. I know.
Oh, this is another over under we can do. Go ahead before we get out of here.
I know the other dude. I know he's the dude that went to Virginia. He's definitely a powerful.
He's a point guard.
Slash center. Like he's like 6'9", 6'10". Like I remember him in college.
Yeah, I do too.
Who is that? The African guy?
Yeah.
You said he played forward.
Power forward. He's like 6'9", 6'10".
Yeah, well, yeah. Nicky just said he's 6'9". Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
Wait a minute. So we can sign a player over 6'5"?
Right?
Wow. Leon Rose.
Who'd have thunk it?
Right.
Executive of the year. Know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Making moves. Making moves.
Right. Nick is giving us our last question before we get out of here. Yes, no, over, under. Knicks, we are playing a 10-man rotation to start the season.
Under.
I say yes, Deuce get that last spot.
I say we are playing a 10-man. I have a feeling we're going to be playing 10-man rotation.
I think it's under. It's going to be 9, and everybody just wants somebody else to play. And they not, because Tibbs is going to stick with 9. You know?
I think Deuce gonna get that 9, that 10th player, man.
I think minutes is he going to take? Like I don't think they want to take minutes away from Quickley. I don't think they want to take minutes away from Hart. I don't think they want to take minutes away from DiVincenzo and or Barrett to squeeze out 5 or 6, 8 minutes for Deuce. I think it's going to be a 9-man rotation, and if someone gets hurt, it might even squeeze down to 8.
Right, and then you have to ask yourself, what is Deuce bringing that you're not getting from any of the other guards?
Because if it's a 10-man rotation and if it's Deuce the 10th person, that means the on the bench that's 4 guards in iHart.
Right.
Like I know we love Deuce, but that don't really make any sense.
Well, and it cuts into Quickley's minutes because
Well, in my case, when I say 10, okay, we do go with a 9, but in any situation, if anybody's to get injured, I think Deuce will be that person to come.
Okay.
Yeah, I think Deuce will be. Let me rephrase that.
Yeah.
Well, if it's a guard,
we might go 8.
If it's a guard, or you might go 8 and say forget Deuce still.
If somebody gets hurt, we might go 8. And if we do go 9, it's going to be a token 9, whether whoever that is, whether it's 48, whether it gets like 6 minutes, 7.
Because if somebody get hurt, it'll be 9 anyway.
If God forbid 2 people get hurt, we'll go 7.
No,
I don't think so, bro. Yeah, you're going too far. No.
Yeah, it would still be 9. It just somebody would just be replaced in.
Queen. One thing. Did you see that particular lineup when we had spoke about Saturday morning with the whole KP and Al Horford, and you seen that big lineup with Mitch and Jericho? Yeah.
I don't like that at all.
No, I was just telling Queen that might be situational when you got bigs like that with those 2 twin towers. You might see a combination like that in some games. I'm not saying all, but in some, just to keep the rebounding at a level to where it's at.
Right.
So I still think Sims may get a little sprinkle in the season because of those lineups.
But does it have to be Mitch and Sims? Like, I'd rather see Sims and Hartenstein. I'd rather even see Mitch and Hartenstein before I see Mitch and Sims. I just think that's just.
Didn't you see they ran a fast break, man?
I did.
Let me stop.
We
will
be really the bricklayers if we did.
Yo, from the time I put in that starting five, Geoff was like, "Yo, where the scoring is gonna be at?"
Yeah,
Was it you or Jerrell?
It was like,
yeah. Like, who's going to score in that starting five? I remember that.
Yeah, for sure. All right, we out of here. Any last words? Wow, almost 1 o'clock.
Yeah.
We signing Tom Thibodeau to an extension.
I'm signing Tom Thibodeau to an extension.
Yes, he's getting an
yes,
extension.
do it.
Write that down, public enemy. You got a receipt right there.
Oh,
Tom Thibodeau is getting an extension.
I got a better question. Who gets an extension first, the front office or Tom Thibodeau? Because it comes up at the same time.
The front office, I think. I don't think they're going to commit to the coach before they commit to the front office.
Okay.
I think it's the front office.
I think it happens at the same time.
Okay.
Okay.
I think they're married to both of them, and I think that they take care of it all at once.
Ajay, does Tom Thibodeau get an extension?
Uh-oh.
I can't hear you. I can't hear you.
His mic out.
What?
Now.
Now. He got interference. It's snowing over there.
Oh my God. I know. Thank you. Get on my level. I appreciate it. That was a fun show. You can try to bring it back.
Yep.
At least once a month. There was a comment here. Kevin Berg, and a lot of people feel this way. It depends on the season. we done had 3-4 years of really good basketball, and it's going to depend on this season. Okay. All right.
Well,
and shout out to the former GM of the Golden State Warriors who gave us kudos to the front office and says the Knicks is a landing spot, because you would never hear that from no GM or from any other person. So I'll give him a shout out for that, man. Did y'all read that article?
Yes.
Yeah,
anyone? Oh, okay.
Myers, he bigged up Leon Rose.
Queen. So that's along the same line. It depends on the season. It probably will depend on the season. Kind of like Fournier's been playing for 10 years, right? Every FIBA game you could possibly imagine. But then they play him 20 minutes in the preseason to showcase him. Let's see what he can do. They don't know what he can do. So let's see what Tom Thibodeau does this season, because we don't know what he's done in the past.
Listen.
It's the same line of thinking. That's why I don't understand that.
Look, 2 out of 3 years in the playoffs. If you make it a third year, what you gonna say? No, don't sign him.
I think he's gonna get an extension regardless. So I don't.
Okay.
Right.
Okay.
Because I think as a team, even let's just say we don't have we don't meet expectations. As a team, that's part of growing. You got to be able to come back and climb back from that. Miami's done that. Denver's done that. There's other teams that done that. Now, if you consistently underachieving, that's a different story. But the very first time they brought Mazzulla back, I mean, come on.
Wiz said Tibbs is going to be moved to the front office.
Okay, we'll see.
So that being said, who is this coach going to come in now to take the Knicks to the next level? We're going to leave that for another show.
Leave with a cliffhanger.
Because if we go into that, it's going to be another hour.
Right. Yeah, definitely. I agree, Trav. Stability is key for now. I mean, listen, at the end of the day, you got to produce. That's it. Doc Rivers, he was out in Philly. Now we know some of it was probably Harden related.
Which is saying something.
That
right.
Which is funny because they might lose Harden anyway, and they lost the coach to try to.
No, they already lost Harden, yo. Like, he's not even with the team.
Oh, they lost him mentally.
Yeah, he's gone.
I don't even know what the Clippers are doing.
The Bucks old coach Terry Stotts.
With the only thing I'm sending you is 2 rolls of Scott tissue. That's it. Now he's not going to show up for practice.
Nope.
And this is the guy you're going to send your assets for. So now he's going to get upset on your team, and he's going to do the same thing. Like, I don't get it.
I don't either.
Budenholzer.
They was talking Miami too.
Oh, okay.
They was talking Miami too. Harden to Miami.
Yeah, Harden looked like a crackhead in Miami. You know, they gotta weigh in. Your body fat can only be a certain. Remember Ike Austin when he got there? Remember Oliver Miller? Well, I think it was Oliver Miller played for Miami. Whoever it was,
he played for the Suns.
It was the Suns, but he never went to Miami later in his. Whoever goes to Miami drops weight.
They have to.
So you don't think a Mike Sweetney signing is in the offense?
No.
Mike Sweetney?
No. Shoot, Udonis Haslem was looking slim over there, sitting on the edge of the bench. Like he lost weight.
He just got to weigh in.
Yep.
You know.
Udonis Haslem looked like he was in the best shape of his life, sitting on the bench at like 40.
Yo, get on my level. I think Poole last night think we was the Golden State, so that's why he went off on us. He came in there like, yo, this Steph Curry team right here. Okay, I'm gonna light y'all up.
Yeah,
right. But Poole is a great player, though. You know what I mean? He's a shooter. I can't get mad at him last night.
Yeah, Poole went off, man.
Anyway. Any last words? We out of here.
Nah, man, it's 1 o'clock. Y'all holler.
Peace and love.
Until next time, family. We'll be back, I guess, next week. Thursday. The Knicks play Wednesday, their first game. Thursday morning, I'll be there for the morning recap show.
Thursday
night, the Just Nickin' It Weekly Show. I'll be on Queens Court Monday. And I might drop an audio podcast. Wherever you listen to your podcast, the Just Nickin' It. I got a whole week. I'm going to go in and record a few podcasts this week. So check me out on the Just Nickin' It podcast on Apple, Google, Spotify, wherever you get your podcast. Until next time, fam.
You tune in, that means you're feeling the vibe. The bell rung, you already been subscribed. Right now, the queen, she on live. Please pull over the whip, no phoning when you drive. Dope Soul, sporting with the talk. First lady from New York, Brooklyn. All my people, you rocking with the chat. Hit that. The like button would tell me where you at. You know, step from the NBK. Born and raised up NBK. Hey, real lady, where she holding it down. No matter way how you feel, she gon' greet you with a smile.